Welcome back to the Lifespring Age, Episode 6, The Silver Hook. The group are forced to deal with the consequences of Cerulean Wolf's actions. What will be those consequences? Will they ever make it to the Looping Vale? We're going to start. Usually what I like to do at the start is I do a little rundown of what happened last time, but I thought we'd ask Tyranno what happened last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, I did my campaign. I don't have to do this anymore. Okay, so we walked.
You talk.
No, so I'm gonna fuck this up for you. Azalea killed murdered some weasels again.
They were already murdered. I didn't know killing.
Bad poison.
Through a little bit.
Bad poison.
Yeah.
We walked. Tanuki murdered Tusklove.
Yeah. Well,
attempted to. I had a dream, like Martin Luther King. Then we carried on walking, we saw some smoke and heard some explosions and laughing. Then I went sicko mode.
Yeah, you went sicko mode.
There you go.
That's pretty accurate, I'd say. So, to sum up,
you gotta give me a warning.
Yeah. You guys are about a third of the way across from where you were in the as yet unnamed village where the house was. Unnamed because I forgot what it's fucking called. As you moved over the map to the west, heading towards the Looping Vale, it's going to take you a couple of days to get there, at least kind of like 2 or 3 more nights before or maybe you get in there on like the day of the third night kind of thing. And on the afternoon of the second day of travel, you were walking up some hills, running up some roads, running up some hills, and there was some smoke, and you rushed over the hill, and Cerulean Wolf kneecapped a fool. And we're going to pick up essentially straight from there. Because in the week, everyone was laughing at my map, so I went and did a little bit of a better map.
No, we weren't, James.
So it's a map, it's a functional map.
Well, I have to be within 30 feet.
Look, I like your hand-drawn maps, okay?
Yeah.
I like
Well,
them.
that's fine. It's just that this particular one, I was like, well, because when I'd drawn it in a rush, I hadn't really taken in. I knew where things were, but I put them on the wrong side because like the stuff they were blowing up was near the hill, like near the apex of the hill, which you're just coming over. In reality, they will be between the shit they're blowing up on the top of the hill, so they would be in the middle rather than the shit they blew up being in the middle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
As you can see on the map. So for the people at home, there's this fantastic, probably the best map I've ever seen, with some burning shit on it. Yeah, bite my ass. And so this bit here is the hill. Clearly, this side here is the hill with the kind of wibbly bits on the ground. These are just like smouldering craters.
James, I will say, you're saying these and this, but
yes,
it's a podcast, they can't see where you're.
There are some like smouldering holes on the map. 3 people there. One of them is a half-orc who is on the ground with 2 crossbow bolts, 1 in each leg. Looks like he's dying. There is a rather young-looking, but not like teenage, like early 20s looking halfling guy who is kind of in armor, just almost like the equivalent of plate armor, who's carrying cool stuff. I suppose I should really bring up their character sheets actually, so I can tell you what they've got.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I have closed my browser since last week. And then so there's a halfling guy who looks like he could be, he's wearing plate mail. Think paladin. Think.
Big fighter,
that kind of thing. Oh, I better open up.
Like a miniature juggernaut.
Yeah, miniature juggernaut. Let's find Rusty. Okay, cool. And there's another guy there who looks like Timothy Chalamet. Classically very handsome, very skinny, kind of dark eyes, very pale, flawless skin, dark hair, wearing an immaculately fitted jacket. I don't really watch a lot of Timothy Chalamet stuff. I've only ever seen him on SNL.
He looks like a Victorian child with tuberculosis.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Have you ever seen Dune?
Yeah, that's kind of the fashion, I assume. I don't know, but he's got like symmetrical features, which apparently is what people like nowadays, and all his teeth. What else can you want? So yeah, that's where we were, and we begin in transit. Let me sort by descending.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we already have rolled
Forgot about that.
initiative, and did I roll for everybody?
I think no, you.
I haven't. I clearly
didn't.
haven't.
There's the half orc.
The half orc's there. I can see him.
There's You need Rusty and the other guy.
Rusty and the other guys. Let's bring up
That's
Rusty.
a bad name. That's a bad name.
Rusty and the other guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if mine showed up, but I got 18.
Yeah,
18.
Oh, he goes.
Oh, it didn't. Weird. Never mind. Okay, I can overwrite that. I've removed Tanuki because I can't. It doesn't look like he's going to join us. For tonight.
What's his name? What's his character's name?
Kudo.
Kudo. Jesus. Kudo got scared and runs up to the forest.
Kudo's only got little legs, so he's still.
No, he turns into a pot.
Yeah, he's a pot.
He's gone to apologise to the orc couple.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to pretend to do his accent. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. That's even worse than before.
I wasn't far off that
It wasn't
time.
too bad, actually. No.
It was better accent, but the
still bad.
like.
So Rusty's got 9. So you've got. You're going to see the names now. So use your. Oh, you can't. Cause I'm whispering them.
I can see that. We can see the names.
We can see the name. Jericho Smooth Hands.
Jesus Christ. Which one is that? Is that the dwarf
I'm not
person?
going to tell you.
I can just see it.
Oh. Yeah, and the other one, you'll see the name that I gave this guy before he was rechristened.
It's Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet, yeah.
What was the other guy look like? No, it should be like Timothy Wolfhard, because he also looks like Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah,
He does.
Wolfhard,
Yeah.
But they're the names now. So is everyone else on there? We have. Why is Jericho gone in there with none again? 15. I don't know what.
Okay, Jericho is the halfway.
Yeah.
Smooth Hands is a horrible second name. I'm sorry.
It's irritating me.
It's so it's horrible.
It's irritating me that there's 2 O's and then 2 H's, and I don't know why, but my brain's like.
Yeah, I couldn't decide whether it was smooth hand as in one word.
How would you? That's so weird. 2
Because,
H's next to each other.
It's weird, isn't it?
He is wearing what looks to be suede gloves.
His entire family are called the Smooth Hands.
Yeah.
Is this like
under the gloves?
Is this like an Of Mice and Men situation where he's got Vaseline in his gloves?
Yeah. So anyone wearing the red dress, he's automatically got his attack.
Or rabbits.
Or rabbits. Yeah.
Oh no! Have fingerprints. His entire family don't have fingerprints, and that's where they've got it from.
Every wank is a posh wank. Okay, right.
Oh my god!
If that isn't the name of the episode.
I had to think when I started this campaign, I was like, we should make this more family friendly.
Yeah.
That
didn't happen, did it? Okay, so Cerulean Wolf, you just beef a fool within seconds. All eyes are now on you as the stuff starts happening very quickly. What you gonna do?
Okay.
What you gonna do, bad boys, when they come for you?
Okay. So sort of that sort of catatonic rage that was sort of in Wolf's eyes as soon as this guy gets dropped instantly leaves slightly, and you sort of just see like a stutter step, almost like a step backwards onto like the back foot, and you just watch like arms and legs like start shaking. I sort of turn around to look to the rest of you. You can see my eyes glistening. You see tears starting to form, and just in all of your minds, you just hear, "I'm so sorry. I don't." And I just cut myself off. You see the 2 crossbows in my hands drop to the floor. As my hands are like violently shaking, you can see the breathing starting to pick up. And sort of as the crossbows hit, in that second, almost like in Lord of the Rings when Gandalf touches that ring for half a second, you see flash of burning buildings, trees on fire, hundreds of thousands of screams, and you just see Wolf bolt down, like on this map, down like southwards. As sort of I run, like double move in if combat terms, double move running, sort of wiping tears from my face. You see the mask sort of come off. You don't see the face. The mask hits the ground, and I just run off.
Okay.
So yeah, my weapons are where I was standing, and the mask is like 10 feet behind.
So you just initiated a massive fight and then legged it.
Clean up the mess. Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, so let's draw some bow and arrows. Where you left them.
Crossbows.
No, whatever. There we go. And wolf mask. No. That looks like a penis.
I knew as soon as you said it was going to be a challenge.
Yeah, okay, so you there we go.
Give me 2 minutes, I'll do it.
Yeah. So, Timothy Fuckboy Charlemagne Le Wolfheart is baffled what's going on. He casts a spell very, very quickly, and you see his entire body shimmer in this kind of unearthly moonlight shades as this mage armor swirls around him, and he kind of gets himself into a fighting position as him and. Let's see. No, he can only cast it on himself. So yeah, so he casts mage armor on himself, and then it's Luna. Sorry, not Luna, Laffy.
Okay, so as we all know, this is my first, campaign. When we're in a fight like this, is there no way to get out of it?
Yeah.
Can I diffuse the situation?
You can definitely. I mean, there's a couple of ways to get out of a fight. One is murder everyone. 2 is die. And 3 is dazzle me with your plans.
Oh God. Okay.
But yeah, there's always something. I will never say you can't try. It's just what is likely in the realms of possibility.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, so Laffy would be really stressed at this moment, but I feel like she would also deal very well under pressure. And I feel like all you would see is her jump into a defensive stance and throw her hands in the air in a sort of surrender situation, whoa, please, we're not here to hurt you. Wolf's just had a moment. She's legged it. I'm so sorry. I can heal you. Your friend if you need. And then I'd kind of just pull Rusty behind me, even though he can take it. I'd still be very protective of him, and I wouldn't want to initiate anything.
Okay. So you're pushing him behind you whilst he's scrappy doing it
Yeah.
At him. Okay, that's fine. Okay, can you make a persuasion check, please?
Oh shit. Okay. Oh bollocks!
Okay.
Wait, can I do the thing when I re-roll?
You have advantage, so you can either roll again with advantage or use one of your very precious hero points to automatically succeed.
Well, I haven't used one of them yet.
You haven't, but there's only 3 of them.
What, in the whole campaign?
You haven't won any back yet.
So you can win them back.
We've got to be cool to get them back. We've got to be really
cool to get them back. I don't know what it is that's going to get them back. It's something that blows my mind.
You us having a date in character. That's
a full length date.
Yeah.
What do I do? Guys,
yeah.
Tell me what to do. Do I do the advantage
I don't think we should fight these people.
I'm just gonna.
So you can use your advantage. So you start every session with advantage. So you get that back every single session. And if that doesn't get the number you think is high enough, you could spend a hero point to get what is the minimum success to achieve what you're trying to do, which is persuade them that you're, not that you specifically are not there to kill them, and your friend who has potentially just killed one of them.
Oh God!
You know.
Okay, I'll try
advantage.
advantage.
Quiet, let her think. Then I cook.
So, if you know what I'm going to put here in the podcast in the background is the countdown music.
Wait, what's the minimum? Because I've just got
I'm not going
12.
to tell you.
Oh shit!
But I mean, I will say this: it could well be Azalea's go.
Yeah, okay, I'll leave it at 12.
Okay. They don't look convinced.
Oh shit!
Okay. But Azalea, tis thee.
Yeah.
Now's turn.
I was going to take a charm person or something, and I didn't. Okay, I think then I'm watching this happen, and it's I don't think I could see it going well with what she's just said. So I think very sheepishly, I don't handle stress very well, but we're so sorry. Your kneecapped friend. I'm really sorry about that. It was an accident. I think we're going through a lot. We're all stressed, and we saw fire, and the first thing that came to mind was bad things. We can find a way to talk this out, right?
Okay. What check would you like to use to diffuse the situation?
I'm not being deceptive. I think this is persuasion.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go for it.
One sec, let me find out my sheet.
I'm so tense.
No.
Oh god.
Oh lord.
Oh.
Okay. So you're kind of sitting there like, oh, we didn't mean for our friend to kill you. And again, they aren't looking. I mean, you do start with advantage, and you do have hero points.
I really don't want to fight these people. I'm not going to use the hero point, but I definitely will do the advantage.
Okay, sure. Ooh, a 16. That's a bit higher. Okay, right. So you're like pleading, please, you're not here to hurt you. The paladin, the halfling fella, who you've correctly identified on the running order as Jericho Smoothhand, is glaring after Cerulean Wolf. Like there's like almost fire in his eyes as Cerulean Wolf runs away, and he turns around and sees this collapsed half fork on the floor, and he dashes towards him, drops to his knees, like with a look of horror on his face, and he puts his hands on this half orc's chest and just pumps him full of the lay on hands, which is, you know, basically all of the he drops him all of the lay on hands. He's like, there's this glowing light that appears from his hands. It just gets brighter and brighter and brighter until the two of them are completely eclipsed by this glowing light, and that's what he spends his turn doing. And then it is the half orc's turn, who gasps this deep breath, and as he kind of comes to and he looks down and he sees these arrows in his legs, and he just goes, ah! There's this look of horror on his as he's like trying to get some life back into his legs, but he can't get back to his feet just yet. He's looking around and starts talking very, very quickly, like in undertones and this panicky, gasping undertones with the halfling fella, and they're glaring round at you. Lou, what do you do?
We'll go here and not prepare myself to like hold my action to throw a dagger or something like that if they decide to attack, like just in case.
Okay.
And
so are you taking your dagger out? Well, I suppose you are taking your dagger out to do that then.
Yeah, what I imagine it on her dagger, like ready to draw them.
Okay. Okay. So, right, you're holding your action for them to if they start attacking, and Rusty is stood behind you, Bun, like peering around, trying to figure out what's going on. He's not going to do anything because he's aware you don't want him to do anything. Cerulean Wolf. What is it?
Fucking running.
You're running. Okay. So there's this moment of like real confusion as the half-orc's like whimpering and weeping, and this paladin's got his back to all of you. His head is down. This guy here, the Timothy Chalamet guy, looks around and he's like, "What the hell is happening? What are you guys doing?" And we will close initiative for now, but we'll keep it open unless if one of you does something stupid. But consider yourselves
Who would
for the
do anything
moment.
stupid? That's crazy.
Consider yourselves for the
Never.
moment out of initiative. But they're really on edge. They're like, like he's got his hands up, not in a defensive position, but like in a ready to be aggressive. He's got this ring on his finger, on his middle finger, that's glowing bright, like it's almost on fire, and you can see like this arcane energy seeping into his hands, like he's ready to start some shit. If he doesn't like what everyone else will use.
I'm gonna slowly move Rusty over to Azalea, and then put my staff down on the floor and put my hands up, like I'm trying to show that I'm not gonna do anything, and then I'm gonna slowly start approaching.
Are you saying anything as you come near?
I'll say, I can heal him. I can help.
So,
and I'll just have my hands in the air the whole time.
The
like
elf
trying
guy,
to be non-threatening.
Yeah, the elf guy looks really stressed out. His eyes keep darting to the halfling. He's like, Jericho, what do we do? What do we do? I think she's being honest. What the hell do we do? And this guy turns around and goes, "You can really heal his legs. You can make this better."
I can try my best.
He stands up and he's got his rapier's out. It's this glowing rapier, this quite obviously magical weapon, and he's like he's kind of waving it around. I don't think he's giving you the impression. Your insight's quite high, right?
I
would guess it is.
Where is it? I'm so stupid. I can't even find it to say. +2.
Oh, okay, it's not super high then.
Mine's quite high.
You would be able to tell the way he's moving. He's probably not aware that he's holding his weapon. Like he's just holding it, and he's
panicking.
He's not panicking a little bit, and he kind of points at you, and he points it at this halfling on the floor, and goes, "If you hurt him, I swear, if you hurt him," and his voice is breaking a little bit.
Oh, I'm just gonna carry on walking. I'm just gonna say you have my word. That's all I can give you.
A little step back. This elf guy kind of lowers his hands and kind of looks at you, like really like what the hell is happening, kind of, and he looks around at Azalea, and he's looking around at these mad women that have just come over this hill, and he kind of lowers his hands a little bit, but he's still covered in this kind of ghostly moonish aura that seems to pass over his skin. It is giving him this kind of like reflective shiny coat, and he's just like he kind of lowers his hands a little bit,
like a Twilight vampire.
Yeah, kind of, but yeah, that kind of thing. And he kind of drops his hands a little bit to his sides, but he like that glowing thing, the glowing ring is still there, and it's still pulsing energy into his hands. But he lowers his hands a little bit, and he kind of takes a big breath. Okay. If you can try and heal him. I don't know where your friend's gone. She's not going to come back and do that again, is she?
No, she realized I've only known her a short amount of time, but I know her well enough to know that that's not something she's ever done before. She's the most sensible person I've ever met. I don't know what came over her. We're all really tired. We've been traveling for days. We've had a lot of people double cross us, and I think her main worry was keeping us safe, as I'm sure you guys do the same for each other. I cannot apologize enough.
Okay, well, just see if you can help his legs. I think he's out of the woods now, but he looks down and this guy, the half orc, is looking down at his legs, and he's like, what are those? At the fucking bolts in his knee. He looks up at you and he's like, will I ever be able to walk again?
God.
I
See,
am
this
so
is where I
tempted.
roll, and it's a heal, and it's like a 1 heal, and I'm just like, well, shit.
Will I ever be able to play the piano?
Do you play the piano with your legs?
No, but I can't play with my hands either.
I'll teach you.
Okay.
Sounds like a
Okay.
problem.
He takes out this what looks like the wand that he had. He takes it and puts it between his legs. And he's biting down on it, and you can see like these beads of sweat. He's clearly in agony. Does anyone have proficiency in medicine?
I have a +4.
I was going to, but I didn't last minute. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Okay. There's definitely. Lou, do you have proficiency in medicine?
I do have proficiency.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
It's
do
when
have
it's got
proficiency?
it's when it's got the green dot.
The
isn't
little
it?
green dot.
The
yeah.
little, yeah.
So you can tell he's going into shock.
Okay.
And like shock can kill you.
Yeah. Fuck.
Take a-
Okay.
10 copper to calm down.
I'm gonna call Rusty over.
He pads along. Yes, boss.
I'm now. I'm gonna say to the orc. I'm gonna say, this is Rusty. He's gonna talk to you about anything you want because he pretty much talks about anything. I need you to just breathe calmly, carefully, and then I'm gonna take a piece of the bottom of my dress and like tear it and tie it around one of his legs, like a tourniquet. What's it called?
Tourniquet, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how much of your dress do you tear off?
Just like it's quite a flowy dress, so all the bit, and I've been
Oh.
through the
Are you
ringer, so
showing
it's
an
all.
indecent amount of ankle?
No,
is what
no,
I'm
no. Yeah, ankle, yeah.
hearing? Yeah.
I was like, whoa, no. But no, yeah, I've just like enough to tie it like well around his leg,
Okay.
above where the arrow is.
Okay. So he takes this wand out of his mouth and he says, I'm Cal. I'm Cal. Nice to meet you, Rusty. Nice to meet you, Rusty. What's your favourite kind of pancake? And Rusty's like, I've never had a pancake. Oh, okay. What's your favourite type of pastry? I've never had a pastry. Oh my god, you're so bad at this. But they're having a little conversation. I would like you to make. So I don't particularly enjoy talking to myself, or especially having conversations with myself.
Yeah.
If you could make a check to see if you can get these bolts out of this guy's leg to save his knees, and I will let you pick one check for each leg, but they can't be the same check.
Before you make it, I would think I'd come over with Rusty. So if you do need help, I think I would offer.
Okay. I feel like I should do medicine for one, but then I can't really justify using. Could I use survival for one?
So survival would be like is generally stuff like tracking, but I mean, if it's up to you, you sell it to me, kind of thing. Like you can use anything. You could say, "I'd like to use deception," and like try and placebo him into being fine with his leg being mangled. But it's up to you. It's up to you on how you sell it to me. You know, like you pick it, kind of thing.
Oh god, I'm bad at this. I feel like. I don't know what else I could use. That's the only problem.
Could be anything. So you're using medicine. It could be survival, but like survival tends to be like tracking or living in the wild. So maybe it's something like that. It could be nature, like there's a moss nearby that you can rub into the wounds, that kind of thing. Or let's pick something else. Let's say investigation.
So Azalea is good with ingredients and stuff. So maybe I'd turn to Azalea and say, "Do you know of something that we can like put on it to like maybe like stop it from getting infected or hurting as much as it is?"
I could maybe look for something numbing, or I could look for something that will kill the bacteria. I could have a look.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so can you make your medicine check then, please?
I can. I'm scared. My rolls have been awful. Okay.
Ooh,
honey.
17's good. 17's good. So which leg are you doing first?
What's his name?
Cal.
Cal, which leg do you like best?
I've always been a fan of my right leg. I've
Okay.
supported it and it's always supported me.
I'm going to start with your right leg, and I need you to breathe. Take deep breaths, okay? There we go.
And he starts hyperventilating a little bit.
Slow down. I need you to breathe in with the count of 5, hold it for 5 seconds, and then breathe out to the count of 5.
Okay, so
Can
he
you do that
starts
for me?
calming his breath and slowing down. Everyone, the paladin halfling guy is really like anxious as to what's going on, and the sorcerer is watching you with absolute astonishment.
Okay, so I'll tie the thing around his right leg, and then maybe squeeze his leg to test the blood flow, I guess. And then I'll get a grip on the arrow and just look at Azalea, and be like, okay, here we go. And then
Okay,
pull the
can
arrow
you make
out.
me a strength check, please?
Oh, bollocks. I knew you were going to ask me to do that.
Wouldn't
You can either
dexterity
use
also...
strength or sleight of hand.
Yeah, I was about to say. I can help with that.
I was going to say maybe, because my strength's -1.
Mine too.
Rusty's quite strong.
Could I get Rusty to pull it out?
Yeah,
Well-
yeah, sure. So he's going to use his athletics because he doesn't really understand. So he's going to try and power lift this thing out of this guy's
Oh,
leg.
God.
The whole
let's
guy is
see.
going to come with him.
Oh my god, and that one. Okay, so Rusty also has hero points and
I
starts
was
with
about to
advantage.
ask the exact thing.
So he's gonna use one of his very few hero points
Oh, thank
to
God.
automatically succeed that. Because otherwise he would have crippled this guy.
Yeah.
Like he basically, rather than pulling the leg, like the arrow out the knee, his first thing is to try and fully straighten the leg, and
Oh,
all
no.
the bones grinding against it. But so yeah, he magically he is able to not completely cripple this guy for life.
We see him getting crippled in a vision, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a what-if scenario.
And then as soon as the arrow's out, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay,
Please don't be shit. Oh my god!
13's pretty decent. Yeah,
That's pretty good. Okay.
13's pretty good.
I've got 6s in that before, so...
Yeah. Well, you cast it at a second level, so that's 2d8, a 5, and a 6. Yeah, that is pretty good actually. Just above average. But yeah, so that particular leg is out, and as you cast Cure Wounds on it, the wound seems to heal over a little bit, and he's able to wiggle his toes and bend his foot. You think that leg is going to be at least all right. If not perfect, it's going to be okay.
Okay.
So the second leg now,
Oh, here we go.
the last leg.
Should I... So, I'll look at Azalea and be like, should I do it, or do you want to have a go? Because I can cure the wounds, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out.
If you want, I can help.
If I can see the plants I was talking about, if there's anything nearby that I know would help.
Make a nature check.
Sorry, I'm mid-eating chips and dip.
Oh, nice.
What kind of chips and what kind of dip?
Tortilla chips and guac.
Oh,
Nice.
yes, yeah. You have a free pass from me. 17 with
Is
a
that an extra
nature.
hero point that I heard?
You find the antiseptic moss or the berries of anti-tetanus, whatever it is you want
I'm
to
looking
find.
for some poppy seed. We're making some milk of the poppy.
Oh,
baby.
right. Oh, yeah. You do find some poppies, some with really thick, heavy, kind of sticky seeds that, you heard these. There was a guy who lived in your village, right, who grew these poppies and just seemed to be having the best time all the time.
Yeah, he was a heroin addict, but it was
Yeah,
fine.
he was a heroin. I mean, he looked awful. He had no teeth, and his skin looked grey, and he fucking stank. But he looked like he was having a whale of a time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Here. I think you can just drink this. I don't think I have to put it on your leg. And I hand him the sap that I've taken.
He's just like, it's like he's just rubbing it on his teeth.
We
Yeah.
like to drink with Carl because
I'm
Carl is
gumming
our
it
mate.
up for him.
Yeah. He says, oh, it tastes like hairspray. Oh, no, this is okay. I suddenly don't care quite as much about the pain in my leg. Okay, so the pain is relieved, which means that you can his muscles relax first of all. So it's a lot easier to get this arrow out, or this bolt out rather. Would someone like to try and sleight of hand it out? Because Rusty is, I'm assuming, being calmly led away.
Yeah.
I think Lou might be the best for that.
Yeah.
I have a
let's
steady hand.
Have a go. I'm terrified.
Okay, so make a sleight of hand check to remove this arrow.
Hey!
Oh,
Yeah!
nat 20! Okay,
I have
cool.
done this many times.
Yeah, so describe how you do this effectively, perfectly.
Yeah. So Lou is going to hold up her hand and show 3 fingers. Okay. Count to the count of 3 and I will pull it out. 1, and she like puts pressure on the leg while also yanking the bolt out as straight as she can from the angle it was shot at. And she's going to try to keep the pressure on and using a little bit of her the clothing that Miss Druid here has so moneylessly given. Tie it up, like ensure
Okay.
no bleeding.
Excellent. Yeah, so this thing slides out. So what's going to happen now is you've just given this guy like black tar heroin straight from the poppy. For lack of a better word, he's going to make a Constitution saving throw to see how well he's going to handle this, because I never have taken heroin, but I hear it's very Moorish.
We've all
And
seen Train Spotting.
yeah, we've all seen Train Spotting, and yeah, like classically, it's difficult to shift it if it develops into a habit. So Calceron is going to do a little con check. He's not great at this. Oh, 19. Okay, he's okay. And I will roll percentile die to see how his legs are going to be when he is eventually going to be able to get back up on them. Oh, 25. Okay, never mind. But so the panic seems to be over as Cal like these bolts are out. He's able to wiggle his toes, but a little bit painful. His legs are stiff, but like he's able to bend his knees, and he just like relaxes down onto the ground. He's like, oh, thank you so much. I'm just gonna take a little, just a little sleepy, just a little.
Gotta sleep off that heroin.
Yeah, he's got to sleep off that heroin. And the paladin is like, his hand is tight on his blades. His knuckle has gone white, and he kind of like is breathing quite shallow. And he's like, "Thank you so much, but where is your friend? I would like an explanation, please."
I feel like at this point, Laffy would just stand up and like not walk fully away, but just like turn away from the rest of them, because I feel like that amount of like stress in one situation would like completely overwhelm her. So in the moment, she was like, "This is fine, I can do this," and then once it's all over, she'd like break down.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna walk away and take a moment.
Yeah. As you do that, we've said that Chiken is kind of always in your periphery, but like a little bit far away, kind of out of reach, kind of transparent. There's this brief moment where it settles on your shoulder. You feel like a weight there. For a butterfly, it's not a lot of weight. It's like a hand on your shoulder as this thing lands there, and it kind of solidifies for a brief second. And he says, "Well done. We did say, be wary." And then he goes transparent again. And let's cut to Cerulean Wolf, who's dashing away. What is going on, fam?
Sorry, you caught me in the middle.
Did I catch you mid-shift and did?
I was listening, I promise. Should have found something, I couldn't find it. Yeah, it's not that interesting. I run like a few hundred feet to like a nearby tree or rock and just like lean against it and have a full breakdown.
Okay. Just like real ugly crying.
Real real ugly crying, you know, not nice whatsoever. Obviously no one else is there, but I pull out like a letter that I just always have like on me somewhere, and I just reading it over and over again just to myself, just like fully in a panic, just not with myself, just trying to calm down, but failing at every point, and you know, crying and not having a good time.
Okay. As you know, this goes on for what's happened up there with them trying to save this guy's legs. It kind of passed in about 10 minutes of our time. Would have probably taken about the same amount of time to, you know, make sure he wasn't bleeding out, to get him comfortable.
For Azalea to find all the stuff.
Yeah, to gather all the, you know, squeeze all that good juice from the poppies.
Heroin juice.
Yeah, for the heroin juice. By the way, Azalea, you find like a handful of these plants. There's not loads of them, but there is like
we are
if you
becoming
roll
traveling drug dealers, guys.
Yeah, if you roll a d10, that's how many like what's the word? Servings? I don't know.
Servings, just
servings of heroin.
Yeah, servings of heroin.
Doses.
How many teaspoons of heroin do you find?
Please.
You have one d10 drugs of the good shit. But so it's taking a little while, you know, 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes. You ran away for like 2 minutes, full on sprint, found a tree. You are, you know, hundreds of meters away. Maybe
I would still be like, if I was looking, I'd still be an eye shot. Like I wouldn't go that far away.
Yeah, just like at the, you know, they are out of earshot, just within eye shot.
Yeah.
You really make out distances. You're having this moment. You've got this letter in your hand. You're gasping, and your mind is racing. All these things are going through your head. Like you know that there was this moment of communication of some of the dreams you have, and you're trying to desperately calm yourself down. And what kind of things do you have, like a mantra or anything that you do to? Or does Cerulean Wolf have any of these things, like a phrase that she might say, or like
the way that she calms herself down is by reading this letter. It is a letter that her mother gave to her when she left, when she left to go to Haven Orel.
Is it particularly dog-eared? No, is it a long time ago?
It's say that again. Sorry.
Is it like really well read? You know, like creased, damaged.
No, I mean, it's been read like hundreds of times, but she's kept it in as good condition as she can. But yeah, there'd be like some creases and some stuff. It's just, you know, it comes with the job to have things sort of.
Okay, so you're holding this, like you're reading it. I'm not going to ask you to share it with the group because it may have things on there you don't always share at this point.
Hey, if they want to find it, they can. I literally have a letter written. So,
well, I mean, yeah, if you want to share it,
I'm not going to read it now. But if they want to,
okay, okay.
You know.
So you read it. It starts having the desired effect. You start getting your breathing under control. Your emotions are tumultuous, but they're trying to, you know, they're bringing them in, and you're reminded as you're sitting there, like trying to pull yourself together, like. Is this the first time that you've had this kind of emotional overload?
No, not by a long shot. She's been keeping it down for like the entire time that she's been with these people. Okay. Like from that first day where she was like the teacher at a school trip. You know, when we got into that the inn.
Yeah.
She was holding it in barely.
You're reminded as well, as you're reading this letter, like images in your head are flashing by, and you picture the Viridian Swan, and you remember the conversation you had just before this was given to you about how the hope was that interacting with these rogue elements, these uncontrollable outsiders, these people that you have no experience of whatsoever in this arena, you have no experience of, might help you get a better handle on these things. And whilst you know from your experience with the Viridian Swan that there wouldn't be any judgment here, there would be understanding. There wouldn't be disappointment. There would be, okay, this is a learning exercise. We all get upset. We all do things in the moment that we regret. It's just how we pick ourselves up and how do we carry on. Because the mission comes first. So, I mean, you have like 20 minutes before anyone would really...
She's not going over.
She's not going back.
I mean, unless it's, hours. She's not going to go over first.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, let's cut back to the party then. The half-orc is asleep, snoring with a kind of, like, all of the stress that was in his forehead, all the lines have gone, it's completely smooth. He seems to be having very nice dreams. The dressing on his legs looks, there's like touches of blood in there, but the wounds were healed, and he looks, from what you can tell, out of harm's way for the moment. What he's going to be like when he wakes up is going to be another story. The halfling is mothering over him, like going through all of the bags to try and find blankets and pillows, water skins for when he wakes up, shuffling people out of the way. So, like, don't crowd him. Like, make sure he has some air. Let's put something over his eyes so he can't, put something to block the sun from his eyes so he can rest properly. Let's, make sure when he wakes up he's got some nice food, and he's really going OTT looking after this sleeping half-orc. But the elf guy, kind of like, he is relaxed now, and he's still got this weird shimmering effect on his body. But that ring that was pumping this arcane energy into his hand has gone, and it's now just this dark purplish, bluish, kind of really unusual metal, like very shiny. It doesn't look like it's made of one color. It looks like it's made of dozens, and it just reflects the night sky. And it's got this one very small diamond in it, like a star in it. It's quite beautiful, actually, this ring. And it just looks like a normal, nice piece of jewelry. And all the tension kind of drops from his shoulders. And he comes over to Azalea because, Laffy's still having this moment. Comes over to you and comes over to Lou and says, "So, hi. Thank you for that. We were not expecting that, clearly. We can usually defend ourselves. Cal, especially, believe it or not, is quite a badass, but...
No, he isn't.
The moment the other person says badass, Lou very slowly, like, glances down and looks back with, like, a, yeah, sure.
Well, I say badass, but, I mean, he can take care of himself, believe me. Sorry, we really would have got off on the wrong foot there. We're the Silver Hook. You may have heard of us. Pretty famous in Haven Oral for doing a couple of cool things here and there. Don't want to brag, but the ogre in the marshes, that was us. We say pretty famous. You may have heard of us. And he looks around for some recognition. Can you all make history checks, please? Apart from Cerulean Wolf, who is currently sat behind a tree.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, they have a fan, clearly.
I love how the person who has no memory of anything can somehow recall history from a world she doesn't know.
You don't know where you picked it. Maybe something you heard, or maybe like a newspaper article you saw, and it just kind of stuck in your mind. The Silver Hook are a adventuring, like a ragtag classic adventuring party who kind of came to prominence a couple of years ago, and they got famous for this. There was this huge ogre, like twice the size of a normal ogre, that had set up home in a marsh, and he was just causing absolute havoc with like people who were going past. He was eating farmyard cattle. He was eating people, and people were having real trouble getting him to move on because he's giantkin and he was from in Yadrodan. They couldn't kill him. And the Silver Hook, somehow, they don't know how, managed to get him moving, and they managed to get him out of this marsh near this village where he's causing all these problems, and they basically let him loose in the wilds, so he just get on with his life elsewhere. And since then, he never came back. So the Silver Hook got this reputation of like being able to get unusual jobs done with like minimal fuss. They kind of like pop up every now and then, do like a cool thing, and then disappear. And this is the 3 of them. And you must have really like this. It might have been one of those religious pamphlets you got, because you know all their names. Like there's Calceron Ipsissimus, who is the half orc. He's a wizard. Like he's quite a powerful wizard. He's got some really cool spells, and he can do really unusual things with his magic, where it changes elemental type. So he could like cast fireball, but have it be lightning for like the sake of argument. He can do really cool stuff. There's Jericho Smoothhands, who's Cal's fiance, and he's a paladin. He's like the bodyguard of Cal, and he guards him like like a mother hen. He will not let him out of his sight, and is obsessed with keeping him safe. And the 3rd member is Timothy Footboy, who used to be known as Callisto Riverchild, but is now Timothy Footboy, who is this very suave, meant to be a real ladies' man, elf sorcerer who gets his power from the moon. And he's like he's not sleazy, and like he's like the one that all the girls have a poster of. Like, you know, he's like the deep mysterious one that and he's like, you know, very handsome. He's got this like flawless locks of hair, and he just always looks immaculate. And he again is a very powerful sorcerer, but he doesn't cast a lot of very flashy spells. All his spells are really helpful to the party. They've kind of dropped off the map in the last couple of months. Like no one's heard what they're up to, but they've been, you know, they've just been getting on really, and that's the Silver Hook.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he kind of sees that you recognise the name. He's like, yeah, see, I knew you'd have heard of us. As you know, I'm Timothy. Sorry, I didn't. With all what's going on, I didn't catch your names. Could And he turns to Azalea, and he kind of reaches his hand out as if to shake it, but his hand's slightly more flat, as if he's like asking you to give him your hand so he can kiss it. And you are, my dear?
I'm Azalea, and again does not understand weird social dynamics. So it's like, yeah, this must be normal. Hand out.
Yeah, he kind of leans forward and like kisses your hand, like the back of your hand, and goes, Azalea, an absolute pleasure.
Oh no.
Yeah, and is this your little pet? He kind of like looks at Rusty.
At this point, I'm gonna come back over and stand next to Rusty. Be like, pet.
Oh, is he yours?
He's not a pet.
Oh, mascot?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, I didn't catch your name either. I'm Timothy.
I'm Lafette.
Oh, Lafette. A beautiful name. Beautiful name. And who are your friends? He kind of looks over at Lou. My dear, who are you?
You can call me Violet.
Violet. Oh, another beautiful name. And your friend with the mask. Who was that?
That's Wolf.
Wolf. Some very unusual names. He kind of goes over and picks up the masks and the crossbow. Kind of looks them kind of a bit befuddled, especially at the mask, and hands them over to one of you. And he goes, so obviously you don't come here often, but what brings you out into the wilds?
Traveling.
Well, for such beautiful ladies out on their own. Obviously, you can take care of yourselves, but
oh no,
what is it you're doing out here?
I again don't have great social graces, but enough to know this is a bit of a strange man, and I'm gonna like just shuffle very slyly closer to the girls.
I feel like we're so lost when Wolf isn't here.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to give him the impression of like a shark looking for a lone fish, but like when you
you're doing a bad job, James. You're doing
You've got to look at it though.
Is lone guy at the bar who won't stop looking at every woman who comes to the bar.
Yeah.
But you've got to think about it as well.
You should hear me in the background. I'm cringing so hard. I'm happy I'm muted.
This guy is like in a party with a couple, so he's like third wheeling like crazy, and then he like four like moderately attractive women have just rocked up, and we're all like stood there like, all right.
He's like, ding 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 ding.
I'm covering my drink. I'm
What's
definitely
Kudo
covering.
doing? What's Kudo doing?
Wait, I'm attractive?
Kudo,
What?
he's rocket raccooning it in the background. I have no idea what Kudo's doing.
Okay, it's picking his teeth.
Yeah, picking his teeth. He's hiding. He's another pet.
Still apologising to the
Yeah,
audience.
he just thinks he's another pet.
Yeah. Well, I know we're out in the six. Don't worry. None of us bite. And then he just does that thing where he pushes one bit of his hair behind his ear and bites his lower lip. Yeah.
I'm gonna be James. I'm gonna kill him. James, I'm gonna kill him.
And then he goes, but so I think I should give a bit of context as to all this. And he kind of waves his hand out at the detritus around. I know. I can kind of see where your friend's coming from. It's a little bit weird what we're doing. So we are out on a job, believe it or not. We are tasked with testing some equipment. And so we thought we'd come out here, miles away from anyone, where it's nice and safe. We didn't know what these things would do. And for lack of a better word, blow shit up. And it's been really fun. But I can kind of see why it might have sounded like we were doing something a bit untoward, but we wanted to do it away from the city. We travelled out a few days, seen the sights, see if there's anything we can rustle up. But yeah, that's kind of the sitch.
I'm just gonna
that sounds
interrupt
reasonable.
slightly and be like, did you say you're testing things?
Yeah. So well, where is it? He looks around and goes, "Oh, here it is!" And he pulls this ring on a chain, and it's this very dark. It looks like a lead or iron ring, and he holds it up and goes, "See this?" So this was next on the list, believe it or not. So he's out for cold now, so he can't do it. But our buddy there, Cal, can cast the spell Message. I don't know if you know it, but basically you can communicate silently at distance. Like a short distance of people, the message goes between and you can reply. And this ring is weirdly to prevent that happening. And also like psychic attacks to the brain, and that's like the easiest way we could think of doing it. So I was going to pop this on, stand over in that corner, and he was going to try and communicate with me, and I would, say whether or not he could get through. So that was next. The wand he was biting on, which in retrospect, probably not the safest thing for him to be doing with it, was the cause of all this, and he kind of gestures, because that was a wand, a fireball that he was given that was made for him, that's like a single-use thing, so most of them recharge, but they're a pain to make, and this one apparently can be mass-produced, but once the juice is gone, it's just a stick. And there's a few other bits and bobs we've got, and he kind of pulls out this, it kind of looks like a notebook-sized piece of stone, or is it coral or just some weird, it's a solid material, but it's shiny, but not like metal or like stone. It's got this really weird like matte finish. It's really hard to describe what it is, and there appear to be like 4 of them the size of it would fill your palm. And he goes, and this is the thing that we've been kind of most excited to try, but we have to go off on our own to do it, to make sure it works, and we can be honest, it's not super safe out here, as you can see. So we've been putting that one off a little bit. We might do that one back in Haven Oral because it's a bit safer there. But what these are is we can send each other messages via these tablets to each tablet, and they will appear like in text form. So you speak into it, and it translates it into words and sends it across. So these tablets, you can send one to specific tablets, or you can send them to all of the tablets. And we don't know the limits of it, how often it works, but you sit down, write a message, wait an hour, and it'll send, and then it'll receive at the same time. So if anyone sent you a message, you can get it back. And we want to see how the range on it, but to be honest, it's quite hard to get any real distance away and it still be safe.
Is there a limit on how many words you can say, like with the sending spell?
Yeah, it's about 25. But the difference is you can send as many messages as you want. So you can send, but it's just limited to 25 words. But like, actually, I can see you. So it's great that you know about the sending spell. Actually, this is this is quite serendipitous. It's not often an opportunity like this lands on your doorstep. Would it be okay if I gave you 1 or 2 of these little tablets? Because I know we're not probably, unless you really want to, I don't think you're going to be following us home. I think it looks like you're going a different direction altogether. And we could, it'd be a great way to stay in touch and to see what the limits on these things are.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Cool.
You have to pay us 3 silver to be part of this job.
Lush, I'm getting a
Well,
phone.
yeah, of course, 3 silver, sure. And he hands a silver to each of you, and he looks a bit
Oh
bemused.
shit.
Yeah, so he hands you like 2 of these tablets, and say they are effectively the size of your mobile phone. He goes, so as I say, you can send messages out because as many as you want to whomever you want who's got one of these. The weird thing is though that I've been getting like messages that don't make any sense, and what we think, what Cal thinks, he's the brains. So he's the brains. Jer is the muscle, and looks.
Oh God.
So what Cal thinks is that failed sending spells land on these tablets. I don't know, that's pretty weird to me, but that's what the popular line of thought is right now. But yeah, no, if you guys have one, and he kind of like he looks at you, he looks at Laffy, he looks at Azalea, and he looks at Lou, and he goes with the redhead, and he hands it to you, Azalea, and he goes, and it just means like whenever you want, you can reach out, or I can get hold of you. We can stay in touch.
I hate this bitch so
Oh,
much.
I passed the tablet over to Laffy.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
thanks, bro.
But yeah. So it's whenever you want. Now look, I'll show you how it works. And there's this. He brings it up to his mouth, and he says, "Sorry, Lafette, wasn't it? Yeah. To Lafette, hi. This is Timothy. Can't wait to hear how your day was. Speak soon.
I hate him.
XOXOXO." And
Seems I feel nauseous.
yeah.
Please.
And and so he kind of like sits there, and he goes, and like it appears, and he shows you, turns it around, and he shows it on his, for lack of a better word, let's call it a screen. It's there, and then it goes. You hear like a sound, and the words just disappear.
We heard
and,
silence. It was very funny.
Oh, there's a whoosh. As the letters kind of float off into the sky, and you can just make them out for the first like couple of seconds, and then they disappear. And like you look at your tablet, and there's nothing there. And he goes, "Now, yeah, it might be a little while. It seems to be about an hour when you are near each other, and we don't know if that changes the further away you get. But in an hour, you'll get a message from me, and if you ever fancy sending anything back, you can just keep thinking of me like a pen pal or something like that."
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Of course you may.
Did you get these things from a man named Werbiddle Skiddle?
Yeah. How do
Do
you
you
know
know-
Werbiddle?
We're looking for him actually.
Oh, well. Like the stars have aligned. So this is perfect. So
Oh,
when
Lord.
you come back, and presumably you're heading back to Haven Orel at some point.
At some point.
So he walks close to you, and
God.
he like just like, do you know when someone's like a half a step too close?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he smells like, normally you would say he smells really nice, but he smells really manicured. Like
Oh no.
he like overly, like
Got so much
this
liquid
guy
body
has
spray
seen
on.
one of those adverts for what's it called, Sasquatch soap, and just gone all in on it. It's like, this is what is preventing women liking me. It's my very specific smell. It's like, no, dude, that's not the one. So he smells like every
like I've just walked into a lush.
yeah, he smells like a lush. And like and like none of the smells are particularly bad. It's just the combined effect.
It's just an overwhelming. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. And he's like, so yeah, so oh, would you like a glass of water? And he, like hands you a glass, and this is a weird little pill. No.
Oh my god.
No. He goes, so yeah, so we're little Skiddle. It's weird. Didn't know his name was out there. Maybe he's started selling the stuff we've already tested. But when you're back in Haven Orel, just let me know. Happy to set up a meeting with him. He's the one who's given us all this stuff to test. He's made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you hear the name? Just out of interest.
It's a really long story.
And we don't have time to say it. We should be
I'd love
going.
to
I'm so
hear it.
sorry. No, we're going. We're
I'd
going.
love to hear more. No? Oh.
If you
I'll
want to
text
hear more,
you.
you need to pay me
Yeah.
a gold.
Text me, yeah. So, if your friend, make sure you tell her about the tablet too. I mean, I didn't get a good look, but I'm sure she'd be fun to keep in touch with too. He looks at the mask and is like,
I'm gonna kill him.
I don't know why. I don't know why she'd
kill
wear
him.
this. Anyway. Yeah. So all the best. And you've got Cal, if you want him on there. And this is I wouldn't worry about Jer for now. He's going to be a bit upset. I'll calm him down for you. Don't worry. It'll all be fine. Hopefully we'll see you. If next time you're in Haven Oral, send me a message. We'll meet up. We'll go out, and we'll paint the town violet. And he kind of winks at Violet.
Oh my god. Okay, thanks.
I
bye.
do need to confess something.
Bye.
I do need to confess something, and I use what's this thing called? Disguise self to make myself appear like a burly man.
Oh, yeah. Well,
See you later, sweetie. And I walk away.
He seems into it.
And as soon as I turn around, everyone that's not him will be able to see pure fucking disgust. Like, oh, why did I do that?
So he kind of watches. He watches off, and he's like, "Oh, hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you walk away."
Oh god.
No,
damn it.
too far.
No,
But he watches you
Blue
walk
does have a
off.
great ass.
he watches you walk off for like about 10 seconds longer than is strictly necessary that he should watch you walk off for. I assuming you're going to pick up Cerulean Wolf.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
hex him, please?
So, yeah, I don't think you need to. I think the universe has hexed him.
Okay, fair.
And so he then turns back and bends down. And to his credit, he does seem genuinely pleased that his friend is no longer hurt and was concerned about him. So he's not. I don't know. He seems to be happy that his friend seems to be okay, and he tries to calm down Jericho. As you ladies, start heading south to pick up Cerulean Wolf, who
James,
has
why
had
the
about.
fuck do you make the most creepy, fucking
Right?
disgusting people?
He's not. He reminds me of those nice guys, air quotes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, literally in my notes, I've got the smart guy, the muscle, and the sleazy motherfucker. That's what I have written
I
down.
didn't put him as a smart guy. I just put him as I used to be an adventurer guy, but I took it after D.
That's that's fair.
But yeah,
Both
so
of
you
these.
meet up with Cerulean Wolf, who has, let's say you've had about 45 minutes to come to a.
A guy was flirting with us for 25 minutes.
Well, he's only
We
a
were just
while. Like,
thinking
he was
that, yeah.
showing you how things worked. He showed you some of the, he showed you his collection of guns or whatever it is he collects.
Oh my
He
fucking
told you
God.
about his high score in
Oh no, he's a
Warzone.
frat bro.
Yeah.
He's a
No,
nice
he chatted
frat
away for a
bro.
little bit. Let's say half an hour overall. Cerulean Wolf had to calm down, but you can find her without problem.
I'm gonna approach Wolf, and instead of saying anything, like I'm guessing, Wolf, did you say you were like slumped against the tree?
I was just like sitting against a tree, yeah.
I'm just gonna like plop myself down right next to you and like hand you your mask back and just not say anything, but just sort of like in a way that you're like that like it's cool and like I'm here if you need me, but I'm not gonna like intrude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I am going to intrude.
I will say for the first time you see Wolf without a mask on. I mean it's a face, it's nothing special.
Is she smoking?
Oh my god, that picture!
Yeah, I did it earlier.
That's so cool.
I mean there's not too much, there, she's got a nose. How crazy, but there's no like scars or anything. The mask wasn't hiding like any scars or birthmarks or anything. I just sort of look up and like wipe tears from my eyes and like fold up the piece of paper and put it in my pocket. I take the mask off you. I just like clip it to like a thing on my belt. I don't put it on. And I just all of your heads. You just say, "I'm so sorry."
I will forgive you.
For
I'm
3
not
silver.
paying you anything.
God. I'm just gonna like I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm just gonna shake my head in a like at your apology, not in like a disgruntled way, in a way that's like there's no need. Like we've all been through so much shit. It's just like a dismissal of the apology, like, don't be silly, kind of thing.
I'm going to apologize. It wasn't.
Oh, don't worry. The guy will make a full recovery,
Yeah.
or at least is expected to.
From here, I heard some weird person. It was like, it sounded disgusting.
Yeah. I'd put
Yeah.
on the mask actually if I were you.
I just like look up and see them walking away.
I
think
shape
we'll be
changed
fine.
myself into a man, and he was still interested. I don't know what to.
I mean,
How do I?
I mean, it's people swing whatever way they like. And he could... I don't like get up. I just sort of slump myself against the tree. I don't know what to say.
I mean, as Luffy said, it has been a rough couple of days. There's been a lot going on, and we've been kind of accosted by all kinds of creatures. So I get being on edge.
Not to mention Ned.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
you
true.
can fucking die. I look at Lou. I just, last night I had another one. Oh, I guess I haven't told you. I have these very vivid dreams, and last night I had one where I was a bit on edge already, and wasn't working fully, and the fire and the laughing and explosions just triggered, and I couldn't. I saw red, pretty much, and I just need to. I don't know.
Just be glad you weren't there when he started flirting with us, because you would have killed him.
Oh, is that what he was doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write on the page of parchment, and I'm going to roll it up, and I'm going to hand it over to Wolf with 1 silver. And if you open it, it says for the therapist.
Wait, what?
Wait, you're paying Wolf?
Wait, what?
Wolf for the first time ever. Don't expect this to become a habit, and I walk away.
I'm so confused. Well, I guess we better keep going.
Okay. So you pick yourselves up, dust yourself down, with this new tablet in your pocket. Well, 2 of them, in fact. These tablets in your pockets, you hit the ground, and you continue on, delayed only by about half an hour. So you are, not well out of your timeline. And you press on, press on, and press on.
I will say that I don't put the mask back on.
Okay.
Oh, and while we're traveling, I think we would show the tablets and be like, "Look at these cool things."
Yeah.
We're playing Snake. On the...
I'm gonna say.
Being warm, that's not a snake. That's too small.
I'm gonna say, like, after like 20 minutes of us walking, something like a message is gonna pop up on the tablet from
the guy.
from the fuckboy.
After maybe half an hour, the message does come through, and it's what he sent. And then about 10 minutes later, you get one like WYD.
Oh
no!
I'm just gonna reply. I'm just gonna reply. New tablet. Who dis?
So you spend a bit of time playing with this tablet, like you are examining it as you go. Let me just find where it was.
If it's anything like the tablets that I had at home, it should be indestructible. So why don't we see if we can break it?
So, well, yeah, you start looking at it and you start running through some of the legacy messages, and there's loads of stuff between Cal.
Oh, did we see previous messages?
Yeah, you see them all. You see messages from
Guys,
Cal,
we can see its search history.
They didn't reset. We're all
Cal,
good.
Jericho, and the responses, and they're very dry. It's like, I'm at the top of the hill, sending this, in the morning at 8 a.m. or what, as a cock crows, whatever. And then a response saying, we tracked it, it takes 45 minutes to get this message. And then he says, I'm trying it from, over the hill, same amount of time. Just really boring stuff. And then every so often there's something really weird, and it's not from anyone. It's from like these, and all the fonts are the same, but like you can like open stuff as you would like from specific senders, and these random messages. And one of them you come across is, "Stay away from my wife. If I see you near the farm again, I'm going to cave your head in." And it's just completely like there's no response to it. It's actually completely out of nowhere. And then there's another one about 4 or 5 out before that. You're going to be like, "Damn these arbitrary message limits. Anyway, our eyes met when your big dumb boyfriend was talking, and we had a moment. I know we're," and then the message just clips off. And then you like remember him saying that messages were coming through. No, messages were coming through that were like they assumed were failed sending messages. And you get stuff like
it's actually all just
really weird stuff like a really unusual name like Azerothoth has been seen and it is coming to the village, warn the elders, stuff like that. And it's just really out there.
That name?
Make a history check.
Faithian's undead?
Yeah.
Wait, yes?
Yeah.
Oh. It's never happened before.
With a 15, you're like, that does remind me of like one of the where was it from? Was it from? Yeah, it's one of the Lich names.
Can you tell me that name again?
Azerothoth.
James, you're gonna have to spell that.
Azerothoth.
I've guessed. I probably got it completely wrong.
Azerothoth.
I was actually pretty close.
Yeah. And so you're like, oh, okay. Oh, that's weird.
I don't say it. I just think.
Yeah. So you kind of memorize it. That message though looks like it was received, like in the last couple of days, but it's right near the start of the tablet. So it could just be like it's like just downloading old messages from the ether that failed. You have no idea like where this has come from. There's absolutely no way.
What was the full message?
Azerothoth is heading to the village, warn the elders.
Okay. Cool.
But you think if there was like a full-on Lich out there, you'd probably know about it.
Yeah, I imagine.
Like that would be the kind of news that gets passed around.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know you're going through these. There's some weird shit on there. There is like a way to send selfies.
Jesus.
No, there isn't.
Ew,
Is there a picture of his penis? No.
I'm not going to look.
No, but there's like so all these messages are in there, and then you kind of examine it. It is relatively easy. It's holding your hand, and at the bottom of the back of it, like is like a little logo, and it's Wibbittle Skiddle's name, and then V1.3, like 7 of 8, kind of, you know, like a build number. So it looks like there are 8 tablets out there, of which you have 2. Yeah. And as you're holding it, you don't need to attune to it. It kind of attunes to you. You know, you can see, if you felt that with the 2 you've got, if you wanted to, you could send messages to each other. But there's no, you know, you can do. There's no point. It basically requires at the end of a rest, it will send and receive messages. So
if we were split up, that would be a good.
Yeah, if you were split up, it's an okay way.
You should think one. There's 2 of them, so we should probably split between 2 people just in case.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter who has them for the sake of now, but it's just like a cool thing to have. And because there's no, you can do it as many times as you want. You could send like a book's worth. It's limited to, you know, let's say a tweet's worth of characters. You know, for every single message, you can spam it if you wanted. Anyway. Moving on, you are progressing through. The hills are still hilly. The weather's still a little bit overcast and drizzly. After you've been walking for about half an hour, you start hearing pops in the distance where you've come from. You can assume they are back to testing that fireball wand.
I'll be back in 3 hours.
Yeah, it's very far away now. You can only just hear it, and you look over and there's a little bit of smoke rising. But you know, you are coming now to the end of your day's travel. Presumably, you would like somewhere to rest.
Yes.
Yes. So, could somebody make me a survival check, please?
Well, if I could do it.
Ooh, 17. Yeah. So, Bun, you find what you think will be perfect. and you start like getting ready to go in, and then Cerulean Wolf taps
They
on
are
the shoulder.
thorns.
Yeah, no. Bear cave.
Okay.
Just like claps her hands on my shoulders and like turns me around like, nope, move.
No. Yeah, that is. It seems warm, but that's because it's lava. So you find a nice. It's not another hollow. It's this one is some rocky outcroppings that's you can all put your backs to it. There's like it's like a 20-foot enclosure that's surrounded completely by stone. It looks as if at some point a meteorite has hit or something like that. Or maybe like if you were in the UK, you'd think maybe artillery shell and that. I don't know if anyone else has this, but where I grew up in Queen's Park, there are some like old bomb holes where they tried to blow up where they used to make Spitfires, and it's made these really weird holes in the ground. It's that kind of thing. You can rest in there. It's fairly well protected unless something's going to climb over the sides, but the sides are quite high. It's out of the way. You'd be able to light a fire and it not be broadcast in your location. Seems an okay to rest. Okay place to rest.
Great.
So, are you having a watch?
Yes.
Okay. So, what's the order of the watch? Because Kudo isn't here, so he cannot help.
Where did Kudo go?
He got scared when you shot somebody and ran off. Maybe he'll catch up tomorrow or the day after, more likely.
Okay. I can take one of them. I'm a little bit tired, but it's fine.
Watch, but just before we go to sleep.
I'm not going to be able to sleep right now, so I'll take first watch, and then Wolf, you get some rest.
Okay.
I've got some things I need to get done as well, so I'm happy to rotate in.
Okay.
So I'll just sleep then.
Rusty says, like he would do a watch, but he's going to hang around with you, Laffy, for the first 4 hours just to keep you company. He doesn't talk a lot. Like if you get him talking, he jabbers, but he's quite happy to sit there quietly, just to be near you, kind of thing.
I need to get him like a colouring book, don't I?
He could do with the fidget spinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! No! I've got the perfect idea. You give him the tablet so he can send it to the. So he can send anything he wants.
Hey, new friend.
Yes. It's like
what's a pancake?
Yeah. You see,
by the way, I will say that Laffy's an elf, so she only needs 4 hours.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. So yeah, Laffy. Everyone else is kind of settling down. We'll come to them in a moment. But can you roll me a perception check and then a d20?
Oh, before we go to sleep, I do want to do something.
Okay.
Lou is going to approach Lafette with a small bundle of clothing in her hand and is going to like sit next to her. I assume she's sitting for some reason. Look, if you're good at something, you don't do it for free. And it will be a hassle if you get sick because you tore off part of your outfit. I'm going to give you this, but you have to promise me something.
Okay.
Don't change.
Don't change?
Yeah, and that's all I'm going to say. And I leave the bundle where I'm sitting, and I walk off.
I'm just gonna get really confused, look at the clothes, and think that you meant don't change into the clothes. So I'm just gonna hold the bundle of clothes for the whole night.
Oh, you can add yourself clothes common.
Oh, just a set of common clothes.
Yeah. Because I'm a commoner, baby.
I'm so confused.
Wait, you wanted a D20, didn't you? Sorry.
I don't really know what that meant, but okay.
I assume he meant don't change who you are rather than don't change into these clothes.
No, I got
She
that.
didn't
I'm
mean
still
that, but
confused
Lou
though.
is fucking horrible at anything, even except when it's bargaining.
I don't think
I
you're
love
very
that
good
we
at that
all
either.
can't talk to people. It's so
It's
great.
amazing.
None of us can talk to people. None of us are strong.
Nobody can talk to people. Wolf, literally. And,
Does Rusty have the highest strength and
Rusty,
charisma?
no, Kudo probably has the highest charisma, but Rusty definitely has the highest strength.
Yeah.
Because I think we are all dex.
What is my charisma?
Like
I've got
we all-
+2, so
Yeah, we're all either
I got a
spellcasters
flat zero,
or
baby.
Dex. Except Kudo, the only thing is like Dex charisma because he's hexblade.
I feel like my charisma's like dumb charisma though. Like I'll walk up to people and hug them and be like, "Hi, do you want to be my best friend?" And they're like, "You're."
I mean,
a
it's just
freak."
like a forceful personality. Like,
Yeah. It's like
So-
me when I've had a little bit of alcohol. I'm like,
Any amount
I'm
of
a social
alcohol.
butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Kudo's charisma is 17. Definitely the highest.
So what are people doing as they, kind of wind down? So Laffy is getting ready for a night's observation. What are the rest of you doing?
Did you say that we could light a fire?
If you want to, sure.
I mean, you said it wouldn't be obvious there was a fire.
Yeah,
Like you
well, it's
said.
just because of how you are. You're in this, like, I don't want to keep using the word depression, but you found like a good place
Guys,
with these
I've got
stones around you.
depression.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll light a fire.
Yeah.
And like roast some marshmallows. I don't know.
Roast this guy's messages.
Yes. And at this point, we give the thing to Rusty because he can text him while he's asleep, and Rusty's helping watch.
I'm going to change my proficiency.
Okay. What are you changing it to?
I'm changing it from a poisoner's kit to survival.
Okay.
Yes, would anyone like to play cards?
If you're willing to bet money on it.
Never mind.
I don't know how to play cards, so
I mean, it depends on the game. It's pretty simple.
I don't
thought
think I
I
know
could-
any card games.
I mean, we could play like Snap. It's very simple. I can teach you.
How about Old Maiden?
What is that?
Well, you basically get
We're not betting money.
stairs. Okay. Then never mind. I will go to sleep.
Cool.
Oh, I do know
Uh,
a game where you roll animal knuckles and you bet on what numbers you get with them. But that's not.
That's horrifying.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
Let me teach you Snap. And I teach
Okay.
Azalea how to play Snap
Okay.
before
so
we
you-
sleep.
You play Snap for an hour or so as Laffy and Rusty get comfortable for their watch. Laffy, can you roll a perception check for me, please?
I did perception and a d20, and I got 17 on both.
Oh, okay. So, as you know, the fire is on the background. You've cooked some stuff on it. The fat of whatever it is you've cooked has dripped into the fire, and it's still made that lovely kind of roast meat. I think it's lovely. I love the smell of roasted meat, but I am a carnivore, and that smell permeates and rises up with the smoke. So it isn't blasting across the wilds. You think the smoke is billowing up much like a chimney would. Though it does attract some insects and flies. Not a huge amount, but like enough that you're like, oh, we should maybe should
I
think
cast
twice if we
bug
do that.
spray.
Yeah. Well, we'll just move away from the fire like 10 feet, and they won't bother us. You guys drifting off to sleep. Laffy, you sat there with Kudo, and every so often you see.
It's Kudo, he's dead.
Sorry, Kudo. Rusty. Every so often you see Chiken just like flash into your like he's kind of circling you, like keeping an eye on things.
Yeah.
So what is it? Is there anything you're doing in your your time as you're watching?
I'd probably just be looking on the tablet, maybe like reading back as much as I could, or like attempting to send a message to Wurbiddle if that was doable.
Yeah, you think you could? There's a number of these tablets out there. There are at least 8 of them out there, and you find one like from Wurbiddle Spiddle, and it says, "Silverhook, as discussed, this is this is number 7 of 8 of the devices I gave to you. Please make sure all of them are functional and operate as discussed. Any issues, please report back."
Mm-hmm.
So you find that, and like it's very intuitive how to use. Like you find a message, or you think of a person you want to send a message to, or a tablet that you want to send a message to, and you can fire that message off. You can speak it, or you could type it, or you could write it, or you even think that if you spent a little bit more time with it, you may be even able to take a picture, like send an image of like a landscape. Nothing like. I was joking with selfies. If you could set it up and like give it a bit of time, it could like memorize a picture and transmit the picture.
Yeah.
Rusty could hold it for you.
Yeah. E-girl pose. Hey
I've
guys,
also-
it's your boy.
I've also got painter's supplies.
Okay.
So I might just like paint like a picture of Rusty or something just while I'm sitting there.
Yeah, sure. What? So, are you sending a message to Weirbiddle?
I'd probably contemplate it, and then I'd look at everybody else and think, I'll wait and ask what they want to do, because I've been known to make decisions that aren't very good. So I'm gonna...
No, that's not true.
I'm gonna wait.
So you've got your painter's kit.
Yeah.
Laffy, you say you're looking at these messages, you're just kind of going through them, and some of them are really boring, some of them are really weird.
Mhm.
There doesn't seem to be, like, there's definitely been a conversation at some point between Cal, who was a half-orc wizard, and Timothy. They've definitely had like a conversation that hasn't included Jericho, and it's all been about how Timothy thinks that Jericho is unreasonably aggressive and hard to deal with. Like, can you do something about your boyfriend who's really bugging me, kind of thing.
Right.
And it's not that he's being aggressive to Timothy. It's just he feels that the situations are being inflamed by this guy's temper.
Imagine that. That's crazy.
Yeah, imagine that. And like, it clearly that conversation wasn't complete. Like, it was an ongoing, not issue, but it was something that came up more than once. But is there anything
Yeah.
else that you're particularly looking for?
Maybe if there's anything, I doubt there would be, but maybe if there's anything about what we're doing, like if there was any hints to like, if
About the
anybody
Looping
else,
Vale?
yeah, if anybody else had been, near there, or can I Google places to go on the way?
Can you make a history check then?
Guys, this is an iPhone. It was a joke before, but it is an iPhone.
No.
It is kind of an iPhone, yeah. It's not a Wikipedia iPhone, but it is effectively a messaging thing. Yeah, you can't find any references in there to the Looping Vale. It all seems to have been, it's been a couple of weeks in a lab of testing, like sending like numerical values, and then like some really weird thing about there's like a puzzle that Weirbiddle Skiddle has sent. It's like, well, let me know when you've completed this. And it seems to be like like numbers from 1 to 100, and then it's a little riddle at the bottom. But the team kind of glanced at it once, and then there's like, Cal can't figure this out, none of us are going to try. And
Would I
so
be
the
able
rest
to
of them.
do a perception check and see if I can figure out what it is?
Yeah, sure. So as I said, it's it's this like triangular. Well, no, it wouldn't be triangular. It'd be this like rectangular list of numbers from 1 to 99.
Yeah.
Bear with me a minute. I'm just trying to find it. Okay. So basically, there's this picture of a guy who has got like a pump. And he's sweating, like wiping his brow, and the pump seems to be funneling in at this massive rectangle of numbers from 1 to 99. And the riddle goes, you need to prime my pump, but my pump primes backwards.
So it's something to do with prime numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just a dick joke.
Oh, I'm so shit today.
Yeah,
What's
it'll be
going
prime
on?
numbers going back from 99.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, like they've tried it a few times. They've got like the first couple, no problem. 1, yeah, 3, yeah, 5, yeah, 7, yeah, and then someone's pressed 9, and they've got a slap on the back of the head, and then they've got 11, yeah, 17, 13, yeah, 17, yeah. And then someone's hovered over 21, and we're like, no, you're not going to catch you again. 23, yeah.
Hey, James, 1 isn't a prime number.
It is.
No, it's not.
Divisible by 1 and itself is 1.
I Google says no.
Well, yeah, because Google is the.
And that's what my maths teacher said in school.
Your math teacher's a dick. No, okay, fine. Whatever. Whatever. So he's got the first few. He's got 2, 3, 5,
Sorry,
7,
Anthony.
11. He's got the first few, and then when it hits like the mid-20s, it just all goes to pot. Like someone's clicked 27 and like just had their head in their hands. At some point, someone's clicked 45 and has just wept openly. And so, yeah, there's all these different number attempts, and they've just kind of bailed it on after a little while. And then there's some, and there's like, this is like test 1 of 7 kind of thing, but they've just abandoned it at the first.
Are you a
level.
robot?
Yeah, yeah, that kind of thing. But there's nothing relating to the Leaping Veil in there. There's nothing related even to the house. But like clearly, Weirbiddle Skiddle has detailed other projects that he's doing. He hasn't mentioned anything about the underwater jetways that you presumably, you encountered in the house. He hasn't mentioned anything about them.
Right.
But it may well be that these were, he's just either they wouldn't be talking about him in this forum. But as you are like flicking through, what's your passive perception?
I always fucking forget where it is. Where is it?
It's
Under your saving throws.
Yeah.
14.
14. Let me make a quick little check. Yeah, so you don't
What's
hear
Rusty's
it.
passive perception?
Rusty's passive perception is 13. So he wouldn't notice either. This sneaks up on you a little bit because you heard the buzzing of like the cicadas and the insects that were attracted by the smell of the meat. And then after a minute, they've gone really quiet, and the noise has been replaced by these really high-pitched squeaks. And you look around, and there is an absolutely sodding, huge swarm of bats like descending on the party as they sleep.
Oh shit. Can I? Right, I've got a spell called Pass Without Trace.
Yes.
And obviously that's for when you're like trying to sneak past people. But it says in the description, a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking your companions from detection. So can I use it even though we're staying still?
Yeah, I'll allow it, yeah.
Okay.
So that adds a flat 10 to your everyone's dexterity. So with
Stealth checks, not
stealth checks, yeah. Can everyone roll a stealth check with disadvantage with the benefits of Pass Without a Trace? And apart from Laffy and Rusty, who can make it with like just normal.
So it's a plus 10.
Yeah, plus 10, yeah.
Okay, so I got a 19.
Rusty got a 31. Hot piss.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 23. These are some big numbers, man. Yeah, these are some good numbers. Don't worry.
Well, it's disadvantage, remember.
It's disadvantage, yeah, but even still, the plus 10 is a massive
19,
bonus.
20.
Yeah, huge bonuses. So this veil goes over, and you guys are covered by this like dark mist that seems to radiate from Laffy. It's
Brew
almost
died.
like fog.
Very bad.
Okay, what?
Peru died.
We'll give him a minute.
That sounded like you died for a second.
Yeah, I did. Sometimes my headphones, for no reason, go super robotic, so I just unplug and put them back in, and they work fine. But anyway, yeah. So this weird fog rolls over you all and masks you from detection. These bats just absolutely devour all the bugs, flap around for a few minutes. They thought something else was here, but after after 2 minutes, they go on to find some other unlucky buggers. You are near a river, so there presumably will be some bugs about somewhere. And after that Pass Without a Trace will last for an hour, and that's kind of masked the fire as well. The glow from the fire is dimmed, but the rest of your watch goes without any issue or without any event.
Cool.
Rusty has just done that classic dog thing where he gets into a little, nose touching his tail kind of position and sleeps with you. And if you have like a hand free, he might like just nudge his head under your hand a little bit. And if your hand was to just start scritching his ear, that'd be fine. He wouldn't mind that at all. And if it does, if you do find yourself scritching him behind the ear, what you notice is his leg goes a little bit, like that. Not a lot, just like a little bit. And then he's just like, and then he just, and then he's very quiet now when he sleeps, and he's like that. And he after a minute, and like as the watch comes to an end, and you kind of start staring at him, he opens his eyes and looks up at you, and then he just like nuzzles into you a little bit, and then gets up, shakes himself off, and like pads over to the fire. and falls asleep at the foot of your sleeping bag, ready for you to get in there, kind of thing. But who are you passing your watch over to?
So I'm gonna really, I don't want to startle her, so I'm gonna very carefully walk up to Azalea and gently nudge her on the shoulder and just softly say, "It's time to do your watch."
Ah!
That's a great noise.
I'm gonna jump back
Then Rossi jumps back into the fire and dies.
Oh, no. Okay, thank you. Yeah, she will get up and go to wherever it looks like is a good watch spot, I guess.
Yeah.
And from there, she's got a checklist of the nightly activities that need to get done before tomorrow.
Okay,
And
and
we'll
what
just
is
crack
that?
into
What is that checklist?
So it will be cracking out that little mini cauldron, popping it over the fire, getting some stuff bubbling and going to refill some vials, and then the other thing was, so the last time she'd done this, it'd been in the inn where she was trying to be really secret about it. Now everyone's asleep, so it's okay. Cracks out that candle that's streaks through with red again, drips some of her blood into it, and then the vapor that comes out from it manifests again into a different person. And she's changing her proficiency again by talking to this ancestor, I think. And I'm changing it to medicine, so I think it's a witch in a lab coat or something who's coming out and just, hey, so here's how you do a gauze, you do a suture.
Okay, nice. So yeah, you gain up. You got that idea of medicine kind of formulates into the front of your mind. You're like, yeah, I saw what Laffy did. That works. I think this is a good thing to be doing. And you're doing all your other things. You're doing your hubble, double, toil, and trouble over your cauldron.
Yeah. And grinding some of the bones up into bone meal as well.
Okay. Are you doing any of those beetles you captured?
Beetles. I thought I caught spiders.
They were, but we decided.
It's fine, James.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fucking go crazy. I'm not gonna go crazy if you say the word spider or say something like spider. I'm not that arachnophobic.
Well, I think in the moment I was very much like, oh, fun pets. But then after having them, I'm like, well, actually,
They're probably dead now. They haven't been fed for
the wild animals that haven't been fed, so I should probably let them free if they're alive.
Yeah, so you upturn the jar, and there's these two carcasses falling. Like, oh.
Cool. Can I do anything with them? As
I mean, I hear there's a lot of protein in insects, but
okay, yeah, maybe then.
Maybe the jar's got cobwebs in it that you could use. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yes,
yeah,
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, so that they weren't massively poisonous by themselves, and that they've been dead a little while. But you get your jar back at least.
Okay, then I'll do a little heartfelt funeral and toss them into the fire. Goodbye, friends. I'm sorry.
Into the fire.
Yeah. But can you roll me, please? D20. Okay. The rest of your watch goes without issue, and
Lovely.
yeah, you can then at the end of your watch, after 4 hours or so, you stand up. You've done all the potions. You've hidden away your weird little creepy candle, and it's time to. You can either wake Laffy up because she will have fully rested by now, or give someone else a kick and tell them to get looking.
Well, I don't think anyone else had volunteered, and I know.
I think Lou did.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. Then in that case,
Oh, sorry, my internet cut out.
yeah, I'll go up to Lou and just shake her on the shoulder.
Okay. Lou, you're gently awoken.
Hey, it's your turn to watch.
Really?
Yes.
Why use outfits that you ripped apart?
You're talking to the wrong person.
Oh crap! Wait.
Sorry, I just woke up.
I think my outfit's fine. I don't think I've really scratched it up much.
Sure. And I walk out. And then
Okay.
One of them
Okay,
is a
well-
redhead.
I can't see in the dark. I don't have dark vision.
That's fair.
I mean, they also look completely different. One of them's an elf, but not to
And
worry.
they
not
don't
to worry.
sound the same.
Yeah. So, Lou,
Oh, I just
you...
realised I would have been a terrible watch person. I don't have dark vision either.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't matter. Nothing came for you in this particular instance.
Yeah,
But
good.
I don't have dark
Lou...
vision unless I cut myself.
Oh, that's so edgy. Yeah, I cut myself so I can see in the dark. Lou, what do you do for your you know? How do you get comfortable for your watch?
He just leans against the tree and is going to begin to as memories and thoughts and plans go through her head.
Okay, how much money do you have?
She's not gonna tell us.
14 gold, 104 silver, and 11 copper.
104
okay.
silver.
Yeah,
104 silver.
I starting gold to silver.
Oh, okay.
We can get starting gold there.
You got a bit. You get like
Yeah, I
some
mean,
of
we
the
get stuff
adventure
from
packs,
like
don't
with the stuff. Yeah.
you? Yeah. Okay, cool. And that's only like 10 gold worth. It's not. It sounds a lot, but it isn't. Okay, can
That's
you roll
true, yeah.
me a d20, please?
Oh, it's either the best or the worst.
Yeah. Okay. Hot piss. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna
Everyone
roll
with Lou dead.
11.
Oh no.
I mean, you've already had one encounter tonight, so and that was
So
just
we can't
bad.
have another one. That's crazy.
You can.
That'd be
You
crazy.
can have as many encounters as I bloody well want. Ooh. Okay.
I
Interesting.
don't like it when he
interesting.
makes that noise.
Interesting. I've not had these in a while. Okay, cool. So, Luke, can you make a perception check, please, as I desperately find
I do it with
that block. If you can't see in the dark, it's with disadvantage.
in that case, let me roll again. — 13.
13. Okay, bear with me one second.
Well, the music's just gone really.
If you hear this shriek in the distance, middle distance, from a little way away, and it's very loud, but it's quite a way away, and then you hear an answering shriek. In fact, you hear individually 4 shrieks echoing out in the night that sound almost like crows or maybe ravens, but not quite. They're weird. It's like it's almost like something mimicking a crow or a raven.
Okay. I would like to climb on top of the tree and try to get a visual.
Okay, it's still very dark, but if you shimmy up this small tree, can you make another perception check for me, please?
Yes. Also with disadvantage?
Yes. Let's say you're over here now.
Oh, wow.
18. Nice. Okay, cool. So you're there, and you're looking over. You're looking over the the hilly area. Let's see if I've got a. I don't have a character sheet for this thing. Okay, never mind. I'll just jump something in randomly in a moment. So you're looking around and you're seeing these what look like large owls in the distance, and then you hear another shriek, and you realise it's not a large owl in the distance. Whatever it is much, much closer than you thought. Like probably within about 20 feet of you. Can you make a stealth check, please?
Yes.
12.
Oh, I'm going to use advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Still bad.
Yeah, it's not as terrible as it could be. Let me see if I can find a quick character sheet.
For a rogue with a +9, it's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
it's pretty bad actually. Yeah. Okay. So you are in this tree and you hug this tree a little bit, as you try to figure out what the hell's making these weird noises. You're looking round and you can't see anything. It looks like these big owls, like human-sized owls almost. And then one lands in the tree next to you and unfurls its wing. And you look up, and as the crescent moon is shining down and the stars are backlighting it, this is what you see. You see this humanoid shape with wings and feathers falling out of it, and these huge talons. It calls up and it croaks out this sound, and it's clearly communicating with these three other shapes. There's this thing, and it's right next to you. It's like you could reach out and touch it if you wanted. It's almost on top of you, but you don't think it realizes you're there. Just put it there on the map. 1 second, take a layer. There you go. And there's 3 more of them that you see, and they've clearly noticed the party, and they're like floating around the party like that, like circling around them. Yeah, they're all asleep. So what do you do? Are you still there? Oh no!
She pieces out and runs.
Yes. Peace. Okay. We will give him a moment to rejoin. There's these harpies circle. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, yeah, it's all right.
You ran off and got scared for a moment, then came back instantly.
You see there are these 4 harpies, and you know that they are circling the party. What would you like to do about it?
I assume I'm hidden.
You don't think you've been noticed because one of them is in the tree next to you and hasn't made any attempt to attack. The smell of this thing, by the way, is disgusting.
Okay,
it smells like rotten meat.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's make then some. Let's get some initiative rolled. Let's get some initiative because as soon as you attack it, some likelihood is something's going to happen.
Are we rolling?
You will, but they will get, regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
They will likely get a surprise round.
Okay.
So everyone else roll. Oh no, that's
Oh
intimidation.
Jesus!
Oh, I didn't add myself.
I can add you back in. I will add Rusty in as well.
You know, sometimes I wish I had been playing D&D for this one because I know certain things,
Mm.
and I just know what these creatures are.
They're not fun.
I mean, obviously they're harpies, but like
they're a very specific type.
Yeah, yeah. I remember using them.
Okay, cool. So they would have gone first, but they you get a surprise round, and they will also get a surprise round. So they're going to swoop down onto the party, land right next to them, and they're all going to make attacks. Now you guys are all prone.
We're prone and unconscious.
And unarmored.
And unarmored, yeah.
Yes. So this is probably going to suck.
Yeah, because if they hit, it's autocrit.
Yeah, luckily they don't do a huge amount of damage, but they're going to make 2 attacks each. So the first one against Rusty, a bite.
Don't worry, Rusty's got the most HP.
So the first attack is a natural crit.
That changes nothing.
So it bites him in the neck. I'll just make some notes there. Okay, that's fine. 4, 5. Oh no, hang on, we're doing brutal crits, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh, that's 6.
Oh, this is gonna be horrible.
Wait, that's 5.
Oh, yeah.
The brutal
Crap!
crits
I should have woken the party up. God damn it.
Okay, 7 against Rusty, and then it's going to bite at him and claw at him. This one hit.
They get 2 attacks or 3?
2.
Okay.
Second one, his AC. What will his AC be? Oh, 11. So yeah, that is another hit for another auto.
AC's only 2 less without my armor on.
So is that a 3 or a 4 over? Oh, that's painful. That's 9. Rusty is not looking stellar. Okay, same thing against Azalea. With advantage, a bite and a claw for 18
I don't
and 20.
want to see the damage.
I can
Yeah.
promise you they both hit
Yeah.
for 7 damage and 9 damage.
Okay.
Excuse me, I just did a burp. And then finally against Cerulean Wolf, a bite and a claw A 15 and an 11.
11 misses.
Okay, for 6. Yeah,
Well,
just for
11
6.
misses, yeah.
Yeah, for 6. And then it would.
And we
be
haven't had a long rest yet.
You haven't had a long rest yet.
No,
No.
okay, cool.
But now it's Lou.
So this right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is your surprise, yeah.
Your surprise round. Well, yeah. This is weird how this is going to work. So you will have surprise against this harpy. We should have had you go first, and there'll be 2 rounds of surprise. But that doesn't make sense. But okay, yeah, it's your turn now. It won't have changed what's happened to your party.
1925.
Yeah, hot shit. Both of them hit.
Oh no, 19 for the. That's
It was
the first
19
hit.
plus 6 was 25.
Yeah.
Do you get sneak attack?
She's
If
hidden.
it's surprise,
Oh yeah, you are hidden. Yeah, so you would. Yeah, how do you kill it?
Oh, I just reverse grip my short sword and in a single motion stab it through the neck and yank the blade out, like ripping open the throat, and let it fall to the ground.
Okay, yeah, it tumbles out of the tree. Its sisters hear this, but let's see if they're gonna know what it was.
Harpies aren't humanoids, are they?
They are technically monstrosities.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on. It would be them. Oh, it's them again.
Oh,
Right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Are we up though?
You are now awake, so it's not.
So
It's not auto crits.
Okay.
But you are still unarmored.
Yep.
Ugh.
Wait, I still have my turn.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I would like to get out of
Mhm.
the tree, which I assume is 10 feet of my movement.
You can just drop out of it. You can just fall out of it
Okay.
and take 1d6 damage if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's
That
not going to be
will
loads. It's going to be
Here.
4 damage. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to grab their attention by bonus action dashing and trying to stab this one in the back. I assume I don't get advantage or something like that?
How are you attacking? You use your action and your bonus action.
Well, I used my action, which was the surprise round.
This is the
So
same.
just killing the
This
first
is the
one.
same.
Same
This is the
turn.
same round.
Oh. Wait, then.
It's the surprise round, and you got a surprise round against that one, but they get their next in initiative. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But you're there, and all of a sudden you're there, up and out, and wielding a weapon. They're like, "What the fuck?" So this one here is going to keep going on Rusty, because you're prone, still advantage, but it won't be an auto crit. Oh, that's not the thing. Okay, so chomp chomp slash. Oh my god, 21 and a 23, another nat crit on Rusty.
shit.
Jesus. Okay, so that is gonna be
Imagine you kill Rusty, that'd be
lucky.
very
So
funny.
3 plus 6, that's 9. He is pretty hurt.
Hey, I'm happy we gave Rusty tough.
Yeah.
You should be. Why can I not? Oh, that'll be why I can't enter his thingy. So that's another 9. He is now below half. Bloodied. Okay. This one next to you, Cerulean Wolf. Your eyes have snapped open. This thing is this horrible, like haggard woman's face. The smell of rotting meat is just wafting down, and there's blood dripping from its maw. It's a horrible way to wake up. So, biting claws with advantage. A 10 and an 18. Oh, I'm assuming the 18 hits for 4.
10 misses, yeah.
The claws
4 damage?
stamp 4 damage. The claws stamp down and scratch you on the side of the face. And then this one's going to caught between Lou and Azalea. It's going to turn around to Lou and see the blood on its sword, on your sword, Lou. Realize what's going on. With a scream, it's going to launch itself at you. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. These things have permanent advantage because you guys have all been hurt,
Yep.
and they have blood frenzy.
fucking Blood frenzy.
Blood frenzy, yeah. Okay. So bite and claw, a 9 and a 22.
I'll let you figure by yourself out which
Yeah,
hits and
with
which
22,
doesn't.
it scratches at you and it catches you on the shoulder for 4 slashing damage. And it's finally the turn of Cerulean Wolf. However, you're not armed. You're in a sleeping bag or underneath a sleeping bag. Well, I will say your weapons probably aren't far from you.
Say I would have my weapon like near me.
Yeah, I mean,
It's pretty compact.
Yeah, I mean it's apart from the scimitar, the crossbows are pretty small. I will sort of, as it scratches me, I I sort of grab its hand as it goes to scratch me. As it scratches me. I will activate my right, which is please don't be hurt. Okay, ow. So sort of it goes slightly dim around me. The crossbow glows blue, and I'm just gonna like as I'm holding its arm, just point up and point blank shoot it. Hopefully hitting. 19 to hit
yes.
for 11 points of damage.
Yeah, it's the crossbow bolt goes straight up through its chin and out the back of its head, and it just collapses down onto you.
Then what I'm going to do, use my reaction to get my fueled by night to give myself 5 temp HP. And that's my turn. I like to stand up. So, yeah.
Okay. Next, it's Rusty, furious that one of these horrible bird creatures is getting near Laffy. It's going to launch itself. He's going to launch himself at this creature, grabbing his sword as he does, swinging it ruthlessly. An 8 completely beefs it. This creature ducks out of the way.
Does Rusty get the advantage thing?
Let's see. Oh, so he's pack tactics. He gets pack tactics, so he gets advantage. So it's a 13, and that is what he needs for 10 slashing damage. This sword just cleaves this creature right in twain. He's hissing. His teeth are bared. His eyes are laser focused on these, but follows each part of the body as it collapses on it. His tail is rigid and sticking straight up. If he had hackles, they'll be out, and you can see the little, like, pudgy little claws on his fingers are out. Like, they are out and are razor sharp. He might have been better off going with his claws. He has completely decimated this thing in a split second. It's just whipped it in two. This one is just completely dead. Go Rusty.
Go Rusty.
Go Rusty. And then Lou. God. It's you again.
Yes. Bonus action, steady aim, stab. Advantage. 17?
Yeah, these things got an AC of 11.
Okay.
Take us home. Take us home. How do you kill this thing?
I would like to grab it by the back of its head, and pull it back as I bend it over my knee and stab it in the heart.
Yeah. It collapses down. The smell is overpowering. These rotting creatures collapse down upon you. Rusty's like breathing in through his teeth. He sounds like an aggravated animal, like that. The rest of you, like Azalea and Laffy, are still like blinking on the ground, like what the fuck is happening? But you appear to be out of immediate danger.
I'd sleep.
Are you just leaving the bodies there? They stink.
No.
What just happened?
I'm gonna like rub my eyes all sleepy and like blink a couple of times and see Rusty just completely covered in blood, and like scramble out of my sleeping bag and like rush over to him and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay, how much for?
6.
6. Okay, this will heal his immediate problems, though he's still not fighting at full. He's still quite hurt. But a little sleepy will do him the world of good. He's going to grab these bodies and drag them over to the tree and just dump them unceremoniously out of the way for you as you guys kind of get
I think Rusty's
resettled.
a war criminal.
He's really pissed.
What?
It's like if you've ever had like a dog and like another dog they don't like has got right up in their grill and they don't calm down for ages. They're really like huffy about it.
Yeah.
He's like that. He's like stomping around when he's walking on all fours, and he doesn't go to sleep for the rest of the night. He just kind of sits at the foot of your bed, laughing, just like glaring around, and it takes him quite a while to like cycle down.
I think we should
and
give
then
him some fire.
I'm gonna give him some little scritches.
He appreciates the scritches, but he's
still
wide
on
awake.
edge.
It's like firework night.
Before I go to
It's
sleep, I hand him the tablet.
yeah, okay. He starts watching SpongeBob.
Cool.
Is there anything on those harpies I might think is useful?
You can look now. You can look in the morning.
Yeah, I might look in the morning. I need to heal, so I'm going back
Yeah.
to bed.
Okay. So the rest of the night goes without incident. You can all press the long rest button.
Yeah.
Remember, if you spent hit points, so you only gain half of them back.
I don't think any of us did.
Yeah, I don't think any of you did. But you can all get back your spell slots, and regain your max
Yes,
HP.
all of my precious spell slots.
Yeah. And in the morning, Lou, you're still awake. It's the end of your watch. I assume you've been quite on it since that's happened, but nothing else happens for the rest of the day. The day dawns, and the weather is, drumroll please,
Terrible.
53.
Oh.
Where's the weather table? History, last engage. History. 53.
Torrential rain, flash floods, acid rain.
Okay. Okay. As the morning dawns, you look up, and you've all seen like you've wished on shooting stars. It's not an uncommon expression.
Meteors.
It literally is a meteor storm. It's like it's very small, but there's like coming in from what would be it would be going towards the sunrise. There's these really small like streaks across the sky, and you look up and you can see like the trails of them as they're burning up in the atmosphere. It's quite beautiful and quite surreal in a way. Like there hasn't been any like noticeable meteor swarms for years, like for decades. There was one about 12 years ago. There was quite a big one, but like nothing. This seems to be taking up like quite a lot of the sky. Whatever is happening is quite a big event up there, and it lasts for about 2 hours. It's like constant, but all these small meteorites are burning up in the air before they, and then the sun is like fully out, and you kind of lose sight of them. But the day is clear, and there's this, there's these weird streaks in the sky where it's a bit cloudy, but after a while you can't see why anymore. Very weird.
And it's sad to think that's the last thing dinosaurs saw before they would die.
Well, no.
I'd like to.
But yeah, looking at these harpies, let's see if Lady Tiefling has any harpy tables.
Who?
Lady Tiefling, the one I get all my random. She does body loots. Yeah. Okay. So have a look. Can you roll a 4 d5s?
What?
Yeah, I know.
5d4s.
Yeah.
No, 4 d5s because there's 4 of them.
Let's roll a d5.
R slash R d5. Idiot.
Cool, man, to take a trick.
Okay, so
how did you
2155. Yeah, 2155. Okay, cool. So you find as you're going through these things, one of them has a trophy necklace, and it's like a necklace that has a variety of teeth in it, like several types of teeth. You see one like clearly canine style, is a wolf dog or a very large fox tooth. You see something that's a bit bigger. It's got a serrated edge. It's probably about 4 inches long. It looks very dangerous. And you see a collection of human teeth as well. This looks like a victory necklace, or trophies are the things this harpy has killed. You find a wooden, was it 2155? A wooden pipe that's adorned with dwarven runes. That again looks like a trophy from a victim. And then you find 2 obsidian discs that are engraved with runes, but you can't figure out what the runes are representing.
Do I
It
get a
looks
sense... go on.
No, you go ahead.
Do I get a sense of anything from the disc, like any like magical energy or anything?
Make an Arcana check.
What's the vibe of these crystals?
What, I'm vibe checking.
Vibe checking, yeah. Make a vibe check. Roll for vibe.
Right, I don't have a statistic for vibe, but I'll give you Arcana.
Okay. 13. This is, yeah, they are magical. Both these things are magical in the same way. They both do the same thing. The rune is glowing, and it looks like whenever you figure out what this rune does, you will be able to say it, and it will do the thing.
That's very cool.
Whatever.
Hey.
This rune appears
It has
to
a
be
command
dwarven.
word.
It has a command word, and it appears to be in. You don't speak Dwarven, do you?
Oh no.
So just
So
put in your
offended. No.
just put in your
Absolutely not.
in your what's it called, in your inventory 2 dwarven obsidian discs.
Okay. I did actually want to know more. Is there anything useful in terms of body parts?
So yeah, these are CR 1/8 creatures. So not super magical, though the feathers might be worthwhile. The bodies stink. It's not, they're carrion. You would not want to spend too long like digging inside them. They're covered in like lice and stuff, but maybe there's something in the feathers.
Okay.
The claws perhaps, or the beak.
Cool. Then I'll just take feathers, and I'll take the discs and the teeth. I'll leave the plate. And that'll
Okay.
be me.
Okay, cool. Does anyone here speak Dwarven, by the way?
Nope, I was just looking. I speak Tricano.
No.
Very different.
I do have
Let's start with a D.
comprehend languages though.
Thing. Oh yeah, that would work. But I mean, it's a big spell for something that someone might be
I
able
do
to
have
tell
a
you.
scroll of comprehend language, but that feels like a waste.
I don't know. But anyway, I'll leave that with you. And you guys can hit the road, Jack, if you'd like.
And we'll never come back.
Yeah, never come back. You head westward and onwards, ever further, trundling on. And I would like one of you to roll me a D100. Doesn't matter who, but it does matter what you roll.
The meteor's gonna come down and kill us. It's not gonna roll. I sat back.
If you don't, I will. Okay, I'm rolling.
Nope, I didn't. 84.
84.
I was just gonna wait for someone else to.
I'm getting such low rolls today. I didn't want to risk it.
Oh no, this is a good one. This is a really cute one. Okay, right. So you spend the morning marching over. Can somebody roll me a D20 for the encounter checker? But this is a high check, so yep. Nope. Yeah, it's fine. Oh yeah, it's all fine. You all like the road to clear. The sky is clear. There's this weird kind of like not brimstony, but like burnt, metally, stony. If you sniff a rock, sometimes rocks have if you crack 2 rocks against each other, there's like a spark and a smell. And there's that kind of smell. It's really hard to describe. It's like in the air, but that might be from the meteor shower. You come to the edge of the hilly area and you head down, and in front of you, you see a river. And across the river, this is expected, by the way, you knew this was there. Stretching across the river is a large bridge that runs across the river, and a road leading from Haven Oral to the bridge, and you kind of like cut across the country to save a bit of time. But so you'll be rejoining the road, and I'll just quickly drag you to the bridge.
As we're gonna die.
This bridge is quite long. Just imagine this isn't to scale. This bridge is about 4 times longer than it is represented on the map. It's about 10 meters across.
Are we at the top or the bottom?
Doesn't matter. It's just for the sake of argument.
Put myself at the top.
Yeah, the bridge is about 10 meters across, and it goes across maybe like a quarter of a mile. But it's a really long bridge before it reaches the bit in the middle, and another quarter of a mile over there. It looks to be in okay repair.
Okay. I guess we just walk across.
Yeah, you don't have to drag your tokens. This is purely for illustrative means for the
What if I
moment.
want
If you want to, you can. It'll take you like a minute or 2 to walk across the bridge if you're walking without stopping.
to? I mean, yeah.
Yeah. The wood beneath you creaks and the bridge gently sways, though it's kind of anchored in the middle. It's not an unpleasant sensation. The view is pretty spectacular, you know. The river is tearing down beneath you and heading towards Haven Oral. Like, if you wanted to get back to the city, you could get back really quick if you had a boat, or you know, if you could float. You'd be able to get back within like a day. You'd be able to travel like that 3-day journey really quickly. As you get to the center of the bridge, those of you with a passive perception over 14 will hear splashing.
I do.
From beneath you.
Great.
Splashing, like small splashing, like big splashing.
Let me find out.
Oh no.
Oh, where was it? I've tried the plural of the word, and it is a singular. Okay, it is a large, big splashing. Like, very big.
Directly beneath us?
No, like, well, some directly beneath you, some above you, some below you, and like further down.
Can I look around to see?
Yeah, sure.
If I can figure out what it is.
Yeah, can you?
Hey, Laffy,
let's
do you
just
speak
see.
whale?
I could.
Turn it to a whale.
Ooh, 62 and Wallaby wishes me. Okay, so you look down and you see a really weird sight. I just posted it into the VTT. You see these almost invisible horses playing in the water. Huge,
Would I know what this is?
creatures. Roll nature.
Oh.
Everyone.
Faye
Anyone who
undead?
wants to know? No, none of those.
Damn. I thought it might be Faye. Oh, wow.
Yeah, with 16s, you recognise these things as hippocampi.
Oh, it's a hippocampus.
Yeah.
Okay. I can never remember. I can never get this really kelpie.
The one that Percy Jackson had, the water horses. They're great. Technically, like, omens are like in mythologies, and even in the mythologies of Warndal and the surrounding lands, these things often appear in like the classics. You know, they help adventurers on the way who are lost at sea.
They're usually like friendly, right?
They are wild. They are unique and wild creatures, but they're not known to be vicious.
Water horses.
Yeah, water horses. They're not known to be vicious. They just, you know, they just mind their business and get on with it. They look cool. So they you know, they get on with it. They're beautiful to watch. They capture all of the, you know, all of the different blends of the ocean. It all looks beautiful and very smooth and see-throughy, like crystal almost. But they do have a texture. You can see them diving through the water. They're definitely playing.
I just keep walking.
I'm just gonna stand there and watch them for like.
Yeah, I want to watch them.
Okay, we're waiting.
Yeah, they stop and they watch, and it's like, it's very serene. It's like, I don't know if you've ever had this. I've seen it happen once, where you're walking across a part of the, like, it happened to me when I went to a place called the Mizenhead in Cork, and it's basically like the land just stops and it just drops off into the sea, and there's seals that come into the land there to like rest on the rocks, and occasionally you'll see them just fucking about, and it's great. It's like coming across like a really happy pack of dogs who are just having a whale of a time. And you just stand there and watch, and the water's crashing around them. You're right, you know, even if they decided they were pissed off with you, they are like 20, 30 feet beneath you. There's nothing they can do to touch you. You, if you really wanted, could get involved with what they were doing, but why would you? They are beautiful creatures just getting on. And you stand there for a few minutes, and you know, this is nice. This is a nice shared moment.
I'm gonna pull out my tablet. And I'm going to send a message to Timothy Fuckboy saying, what are they called?
Hippocamp. Or
I'm just going to put, just seen Hippocampi. What are you doing, loser?
Right, I am going to set up a channel in the Discord.
Oh my god.
Messages, because I will not be able to keep track of them. So if you can write any messages you would like to send and who they're to, then I will respond to them. Or so basically, like, okay, Limp Dick, this is what we're doing right now. What are you doing? Yeah, that's awesome. And when you open the tablet, actually, you see there is a message that with all the excitement of last night that was missed, there's a message, and it looks to be signed from Calcerion Ipsissimus.
Oh, Cal.
So you open it up, and it's to whom it may concern. Please be aware, no hard feelings, legs rather stiff, but all explained to me now. Here you have a tablet. All the best. Speak soon.
Oh, that was pretty cordial.
Bless him. I like Cal.
Oh.
I don't like Timothy.
Next time, ask
mean, yeah.
5 gold to heal someone you shot.
Well, I shot them.
I know. That's why you should give me 5 gold, because I treated them.
Have you had enough looking at the water horses?
No.
You sit there. You pull out a picnic blanket, and you have your lunch break here, watching these horses. And there's big ones. Rusty is fast. He's like hanging over, like half of his body is hanging upside down, looking to get a better view at these things. And you guys are, eating your rations. You give some rations to Rusty. He eats a bit of it, and then he's like throwing some rations to the hippocampi. And there's some like foals there, little baby ones, who like eating it and like trying to get more off him, like jumping up because they don't know to be scared of humans because they're too innocent. The adults are like keeping a very close eye on what's going on and like trying to nudge him away, but are quite happy to eat the scraps that are thrown. And they're super cute. And you spend a happy hour in the sunshine eating sandwiches, looking at horses playing.
Question.
In the back of her mind, and she isn't proud of this, but she's thinking, I wonder their livers are like.
Oh my god.
These are more rare than the than the harpies you found. Do you think you might be able to do, if you were to find one, if you were to find one, you could maybe do something? If.
Okay.
Can I send emotes on the tablet?
Oh my god!
What emote do you try to send?
A middle finger.
Eggplant.
No, we'll take that the wrong way.
Yeah. So you can sketch on it.
It's like an etch a sketch.
No,
and
it's
a
like,
Nokia.
yeah, it's like it's one of those tablets, and you can draw on it. You can send a little, like Timothy. I will say this: Timothy is not He's not like sent you anything else. He's not sent you, and he's not like, "Hey babe, what you doing?" Like, I was eating a peach earlier.
I'm trying to make him nice now.
No. He's not sending you anything, because you've not responded to him.
Oh, nah.
I just put, just seen hippocampus. What are you doing, loser? Middle finger.
Okay. So that after a few minutes sends.
Yeah.
Like you said at like the beginning of our
and after that, yeah. At the end, you get a message back saying, "Hey, it's spelled Timothee. Don't know who loser is. Hippocampi are cool. Did you know that I've ridden the Pegasus?"
I'm just gonna turn to the others. What do I put back?
Did you know I don't care?
I think it would just. I think it would make him really angry if you just ghosted him for a few days. Or maybe you send messages to the other two.
I'm gonna reply to Cal.
Okay. What you
Do I
saying
have to type it out, or can I just tell you
You
what
can
it is?
tell me. It's just if you think of anything, just write in there, because I might not be able to respond straight away.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna send to Cal. Happy to hear that your legs are somewhat better.
I feel very bad.
Wolf feels very bad. We will. Drinks are on us next time we're in Haven Realm.
Okay. So yeah, you send that, and just as you're kind of getting up to go back, there's another message. To whom it may concern. Thank you for your concern. Thank you for your thoughts. May need a walking stick, but that will make me. May need a walking stick, but that will only add to my allure. And it will give me a stick with which to prod people with. Ha 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 ha.
If he's a wizard, it'd be like
just LOL.
It'd be like a
LOL,
concealed wand. Like he could
if you want to chip in and make it extra fancy, consider us even. Winky face.
Oh.
That seems wrong. That seems weird. Why are they all like weirdly like creepy?
No,
I think that was creepy.
fiance. He's fine.
He's got a
Yeah.
boyfriend. He's happy. He's just
He's
texting. He's just happy to have friends.
he's
Listen,
just a
I didn't
sassy-
meet the guy. I just shot
He's
him.
he's just a sassy queen. Don't worry about
It's
it.
just
Like,
sassy boy.
I didn't meet him. I just shot him. So I really have
Yeah.
no frame of reference apart from what I'm reading.
Oh, you
So-
shot him and then had a breakdown about it.
I was there. I know.
So you leave the bridge and you're heading further away from Haven Oral now. You are really, really out in the sticks now. This is wild country. Everything that's kind of behind you, you could assume that people have ready access to it if they don't want, even if they don't want to go out there, they can get there fairly easily. You now know that you're closest to the Looping Vale, which is days travel from anywhere, and this is the place you've lost contact with, and you expect to be there kind of in the either by the end of the day or early tomorrow. It's hard to tell, but you're technically in what would be considered like the blighted Deadlands. Like that's kind of the area you were in, like the very, very outskirts.
So like the fun area.
No, it's like the area where like it's kind of like the like a no, not quite a no-go zone, but it's this is the area that you would only come in unless you had a real good reason.
Was it this around this area that I had my like my outing?
The images from your dream?
No. Like the outing to become a member of the Hunt. Was this the sort of area?
That was, yeah. It's a little bit further south for you. It's not this exact area. It's a little bit further south. But it's not a million miles away. But this is the first time you've been kind of this far north and this far west. Specifically, you. For people like Kudo and Azalea, this is about as far west as they would have lived, just outside the city. But it's much further north, and it's quite barren. But you see that the hills are waving down, and in front of you, like kind of in the distance, like a long ways travel away, you can see this like golden red. This area of golden red that seems to fit in the valley, and you think, holy shit, that's the Looping Vale. That's where we're heading. It's within sight, and you can see these golden red fields of corn. That's what they must be, and it seems to stretch on for miles. And you think, oh, okay, cool. Let's hit the road and see if we can get there, presumably. But let's have somebody roll me a d20 for hopefully the last encounter check. 6. Yeah. So you plod on through the night. Throughout the rest of the day. How hard are you traveling now that it's within sight?
I mean, now it's in sight. I mean, unless the whole time, unless stated, I would have been going as quickly as possible.
Okay.
like a normal pace, but like a quick,
a quick normal pace.
Yeah, not like running, but like a
So-
march.
If you were to really push it, really travel quickly, not allow any time for breaks, and push everyone just to the point of uncomfortableness, you could probably get there before nightfall.
I look at them. So we might be able to get there before it gets too dark if we really, go as fast as we can, or we can rest another night and get there in the morning.
I'm willing to push it, but you know my price.
I'm not paying you anything.
Then I'm not pushing it.
Well, then, unless they all don't want to, you'll be left behind.
I say we just go.
Azalea
Lou-
looks in the bushes really sadly, but nods. Yeah.
Well, Lou, we'll see you tomorrow. We will all get going.
We should have left you behind. And I'll begrudgingly follow.
And we go.
Okay. So you start making real headway. Now you're pushing as quick as you can to get there, and so you heading down towards this vale, this valley, and you can see as you get closer and closer to it that this valley seems to be carved out of the earth itself. It's about 4 miles wide, from like north to south, but it's deep. It goes on for, I don't know, dozens of miles. It's almost like the meteor storms we were talking about. It's almost like a huge one hit and skidded across the earth and just obliterated at the end. Don't know what's happened, and carved this valley out of completely flat land, and inside of it is this perfect area for like plant growth. As you see it, like you're in this area, this country which is renowned for how bad it can be to grow stuff, but you are in this area now, and it's lush. Things are starting to get really, really lush. It's brilliant. It's like the most stuff you've seen ever. Some of you probably. Like
Yeah.
like trees are starting to appear, like fruit orchards, things like that.
Like, even though we're marching, you can see like an actual smile on his face as we're getting to like more greener pastures, essentially.
Yeah, well, it's not green.
Well, not green, but you know,
golden.
like
Golden corn is the golden corn fruit trees.
well, okay,
and
more like fruitful and lush areas.
Yeah, and everything's got this like reddish, like strawberries, red apples. The corn is like this golden red color that you can see in the distance. And as you're getting closer and closer, you can start smelling it because it does have a very distinctive smell. And the wind's coming across, and this redness, it seems to like blur and get more vivid the deeper into the Vale. But as you're going down, you kind of lose sight of the area, and you are now heading towards this first part of the Lupin Vale, the first town. Now, Cerulean Wolf, you were handed a dossier, for lack of a better word, before you set off that gave you a brief overview of the Lupin Vale. Did you read it, or do you remember anything else?
I don't remember you telling me that, but I would have read it.
Okay, so the first village that you've come across, the Lupin Vale is 4 villages, 4 big settlements, kind of one after another in this long line. With the furthest one being right up against the back of the Vale, this unusual valley that's been carved. It's impossible to get to without going through the rest of the Vale, but it's where the richest supply of fertilizer and the best growing ground is. Like, the deeper you get into the Vale, the better things get in terms of how easy it is to grow stuff. And that the far village is called Wolfwake. Okay, it's this, but it's very difficult to get to. You've got to go through the whole of the rest of the Vale and through all the other villages to get there first.
The village is cool.
So the first village,
order of how close.
Yeah, the first was called Hearth Prairie, and that's like the main trade town. That's the place that previously all communications came from Hearth Prairie, because it's like just on the edge of where things start dipping into the Vale and like the normal level of the ground. It's like halfway between. It's just a standard settlement. Was probably the most populous of all the areas because that's where people came and through. And then there was a town called Laybon, which is Laybon.
Okay.
And that had like a small dock and a port in it. That is very close to the river, and the assumption was that port would be developed and allow for rapid trade into Haven Oral, or from trade from further north down to the village. And then the third town is just your normal standard farming town called Perfection, and that was kind of right in the heart of this thick, lush cornfields. It's mainly farmers who live there with a little bit of trade, and then Wolfwake is this. It's almost exclusively farming land. With the people, the first settlers into the Lupin Vale went there and kind of set themselves up as Lord and Lady Lupin Vale.
Okay.
This is the first map I made for the game, so I made it about a year ago. So, hence why it looks fucking awful.
That's not terrible.
This is the town, the village.
I was expecting worse, so yeah, it's not too bad.
Thanks. This is the town of Hearth Prairie. As you approach it, it is evening. It's you push quite hard. You've definitely missed your evening meal. There's a few hours left of light, maybe 2 hours left of light, and you approach this settlement from a distance.
Coming in from the top or the bottom?
From the bottom.
Cool.
Coming in from the very bottom here. From the south, as you approach, it looks quite picturesque, very cowboy. Like ramshackle houses that have been put up, white picket fences, things that seem to be thrown up as they've been needed. There's a couple of really key buildings there, though. There's a very sturdy looking well over here, another sturdy looking well here.
Lou, don't get any ideas.
A very formal and structured looking temple. There's also this here appears to be the local tavern or inn, and the rest of them are small hold houses. Some of them look abandoned from a distance, like there's no windows in them, for example, or like they're half built. Some of them look very occupied, like clothes on the line, that kind of thing. As you get closer, you start hearing the sounds of a town. You start hearing the sounds of animals being like put away. You hear the sound of children, like the noise. When I say children screaming, it's because that seemingly is all children do when left to their own devices. They just make noise.
Like screaming, like not like scared, like laughter and stuff.
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
As a parent, I can tell you it's hard to
Guys, these children are dying.
But as you get closer and you see these signs of life, and this is like the most populated area you've been in like 2 or 3 days, easy, by a country fucking mile. There's like you can see dozens of
3
people.
miles.
Yeah. It's like belonged. Even the village you were in where the house wasn't as populated as this is. This is much busier, but there are clear signs. Even as you're approaching the town, like from about a mile out, something is definitely not right. There are as it's evening, animals are being rushed back into barns. Children are being like rounded up by parents en masse, like literally physically picked up and dragged inside buildings. As you approach, you come past this building here. Seems to be like would look like to be like a not like a toll road, but like a welcome to, and it's clearly set up to like encourage people to come into the town. It's deserted, and the sides of the building and the doors are heavily damaged with huge scratch marks in them. Looks like it's been clawed.
Can I maybe look at the scratches, see if I can figure out what did it? I've seen a lot of creatures with claws.
Yep.
What check would that be? Investigation, perception, survival?
Yeah.
I would like to argue survival, because like tracking and finding signs and stuff.
Okay.
Faith Fiend's undead?
Nope.
Okay. 7.
With
my plus 5.
They are big scratches. They appear
big as in like how big?
They range from about kind of Rusty's head height, so about 3 feet off the floor, right up until no one in this part is particularly tall, but easily like you would assume like 10 feet high if it were was a swipe, like a reach up. It's huge. And
so like if something was swiping up, it goes from 3 to like 10.
Yeah, so like the bottom swipe is at 3, the top swipe is at 10, but like that's the range of the different.
See how like big the gashes are?
They would be
like long.
With a 7, it's really hard to tell you, but like the scratches.
I can still measure.
Yeah, you can still measure. Like you pick out what you think is one singular scratch, right? Or one set of scratches from one attack, and the gap is about 25 to 30 centimeters from the top one to the bottom one.
Would I be able to do a nature check to check for the same thing to see if I know what it is?
Yeah, sure.
Nature's my best. Oh, really? Literally got a 1!
I tell you what.
2 and a 1.
Definitely not one of those hippocampi. That's all you can. It's like, oh, I don't know what this is. It's hard to, because like the thing is about it is not only is like the size of them quite big, and they seem to be all over the place. There seems to be damage in really weird areas. Like this is one particular building. Like the temple has got the normal scratches around the door, and then there seems to be scratches on a window, right? That's like 20 foot off the ground, but no evidence on the side of the building that someone's climbed up.
Right.
Okay. Can I? What if we just go? If we're going down the main sort of road, so there's the tavern on our right, and then the temple on our left. What can we see if the temple's dedicated to a specific god, or is it like a pantheon, or is it?
Yeah, it's pretty generic. It's like, you know, BYOG. Bring your own god. Yeah, like it's like the pantheon's pretty diverse. There's the normal D&D gods. In this particular let's see if there's a particular one that I've noted. Where is it?
Jeff.
I may have particularly noticed it. Okay, yeah. So most of the houses, apart from the temples, are pretty new. I'll say that. Let's see if I'm giving a name to the temple. No, there's no. It's just generic.
It's just
It's
the
not
temple,
unusual.
correct?
It's not unusual to find like one temple for 6 gods.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
will say that it's completely empty. There is no shrine. There's like
Oh.
it's just like
yeah. It's like
they're
poke my head in. Well, never
yeah,
mind.
empty. Yeah, you see that the sorry, I'm gonna burp.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
What's the inn called?
Millicent's Tavern.
Okay, I think. Sorry, picking something up. I think we go there first. Then get a
Okay.
good night's sleep and ask around.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, there seems to be a real focus on getting the kids into the tavern. The tavern seems to be one of the bigger buildings, and also the most one of the sturdiest, and also one of the most damaged. The people are rushing into it, like bodily carrying children, animals. But there's not. Whilst there's like urgency, it doesn't seem like blind panic. So for those of you with a reasonable amount of insight, the vibe you get is, oh shit, it's nighttime, let's get back to the inn, rather than, oh shit, it's nighttime, let's find a building.
Okay, I'll go in. Just just walk in.
Okay, so you walk inside, and there's a big. It's huge inside. It would normally comfortably fit about 50, 60 people, and there are about 70, 80 in it. So it's very crowded, and it smells a bit. You're not like, it's not completely impassable, but there is a lot going on in there in terms of noises. People have clearly got their favourite corners, and there are a couple of women in the back. One of them is this half-elven woman. She's got the normal kind of half-elven pointed ears, this black elven hair, just a little bit of crow's feet, which identifies as not pure elven. They're very, very pretty. But she's kind of like a little bit older. It's hard to tell exactly.
I will mention that before we get into this, put my mask back on.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess I'll go up. Does she look like the owner or someone?
She looks like to be running the shop, and she looks around and she sees these 4 women and their weird kobold enter, and she looks at you with a look of real confusion. She goes, "I'm sorry, guys, we're really full up at the moment. We're going to struggle to. I mean, if you've got your own sleeping gear, great. I wouldn't stay out there tonight though. Maybe something upstairs."
I just say in her head, we were sent here by the Lifespring Alliance. I know.
Oh, thank God! She comes in and she gives you this big hug, like straight, like doesn't care if you're not into it.
I just get very tense and look at the back of the rest of them.
She's a hefty, chesty woman, and she buries you almost in like the bosom, and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad they finally sent someone. It's been days. We are pulling our hair out. We don't know what's going on. So glad. So so we won't even need to make you bed. You can just wait outside for it, and then you can fix it. Yeah." She still hasn't let you go.
Can you let me go, please?
Oh yes. Sorry, dear. Sorry. She kind of like pats you down and like straightens your hair for you, mothers you a little bit.
I'm like blushing. You can't say it because of the mask. Can you tell us anything?
Oh well, yes. Sorry. So, I thought you were sent here by the Alliance.
Yes, we were, but we don't really know anything about what's going on.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so long story short, I'm Millicent. This is my tavern. This is everyone. I'm not going to introduce you. And she kind of gestures to this room that's, I say, full of families. Generally, the vibe is a dwarven, human, and a couple of like half-elvens in the building. There doesn't seem to be a huge variety. Generally, like the key core D&D races are in there. Not many other people in there, but like a variety of each type of human, dwarf, and elf.
Well, it seems like a pretty nice place if it wasn't so crowded.
Yeah, yes, it's a nice town. This is basically all of the Hearth Prairie. So these are, and then this out of kind of the back comes this absolute mountain of a woman. This aquiline coloured blue sea elf woman walks out of the back.
I know this person.
Yeah, so I'll show you a little picky if I can find it quickly. She is huge. She's about 6'4", right? She towers over absolutely everyone. In one arm, she's carrying what you have to assume is an empty barrel because it's massive. It's just if it's full, she is the strongest person you've ever seen. She doesn't seem to be carrying it with any kind of worry or strain at all.
Why are we here?
And she drops it down on the ground, and she kind of straightens up and brushes herself down. She kind of nods over, and this woman kind of beckons her. She goes, "Oh, and this here is Riptide. She's my I can't say bodyguard. She works here. I've just posted it on the map. I can't find. Oh, come on, move. There we go. Oh no, that's wrong. Why is it not doing the right thing? She just works here, and this huge woman walks towards you, and I have to get into accent. I'll just stretch the picture out.
Oh,
yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's one of ours. Yeah,
massive.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what she looks like.
Oh.
She's got this amazing like dragon tattoo on her neck that looks like it's biting her ear, and it's beautiful, and it's like the perfect tone for her skin. It kind of looks. It's hard to tell. It can't be a birthmark, right? It's clearly a dragon, but it looks like it could be a birthmark. Everything about her is this cool like aqua themed stuff. It's not overwhelmingly it's not like barnacles and for nipple pasties. It's like she's got like just aqua themed jewelry and these rings and stuff. And she looks down and she goes, let's go get to she goes,
got this.
Oh no. Okay. Hi guys. It's going to be New Zealand. You sound like such a fucking nerd. Hi guys. I'm Riptide. Nice to meet you. Finally. Oh well, not finally, I suppose. Nice to meet you. We've been told to wait for the Lifespring Alliance to send a couple of people down. So it's finally nice for them to see. But I've got to say, I thought they'd be sending some people who look like they could handle themselves a little bit better in a fight, unless my eyes are deceiving me.
And just like move the cloak slightly and show the 2 crossbows that are hidden in my back.
And nice mask, by the way. So she leans forward and she bodily, like, even if you're not offering it, she takes your hand and shakes it, and your whole arm is shaken as she pumps up and down. She goes, "I say, I'm Riptide. What's your name, darling?"
Wolf.
Wolf.
Yes.
Wolf. Oh well, you'll. Oh well, maybe you'll fit in a little bit too well around here. And Blondie, what about you?
Laffy's gonna be in complete shock at the sheer size and beauty of this woman. She's just gonna be like,
I think we've all had the exact same reaction.
Yeah.
Honestly, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gives power by vibes.
Yeah.
Power. Yeah. She's just everything. Everyone just watches her as she walks past. It's like she's big. She's
so how tall is she?
She's I'd say she's at least 6'5".
Tall enough.
At least she's she towers over everyone in the party. And even though she's heavy and she's wearing boots, she's wearing thick, heavy boots. She doesn't. She moves with loads of grace. She's got everything looks effortless. She doesn't thud. She doesn't make a massive noise when she walks. People just seem to naturally get out of her way. No one's bumping into her.
I feel
even
like
if they're
that's
not
fair.
looking. Even
How
if they're
did
not
you
looking
find
at
our
her.
collective type? I don't understand.
Yeah.
See, Laffy is literally, she's really short for an elf, and she's literally just 5
How tall
foot.
is Laffy? Oh, okay. She's
Just 5 foot. So
How tall
this
is
woman
Azalea?
is oh my god.
Similar height, I think.
Oh my
low
god,
5 foot.
Wolf is the tallest person in the party. And she's
Apart
5'8".
from Kudo.
No. Kudo's
Well,
a
Kudo's
raccoon.
small.
Oh wait, no, I think I might be wrong. Let me have a look. I think she's 5.
Kudo's a raccoon, he's short.
Yeah. So Rusty is
Rusty's also,
less than
small,
half her height, and he looks up at her and it's I don't know. It's kind of like when Godzilla first comes in. It's like Kaiju. No, it's he cowers behind Laffy. She just radiates forceful personality and just an effortlessness that Timothy Fuckboy would be desperate to try and emulate. So she she's got all this dust on and she brushes it out of her hair.
Take notes. This is how you do a character we all like.
Yeah, and she goes, well, I can see that you've got you've brought your weapons, so I tell you what, it's a bit crowded in here, so come outside with me. And she starts walking, and people just seem to have naturally cleared the way for her. She doesn't even have to ask. and she's like, and so it's just like this little kid running around looks about to trip. She just like picks it up, completely fluid movement, and passes it to the parent just without even breaking a sweat. And she steps outside and she does this big stretch. She's like, oh, it's so good to be out of there, bloody hell. Okay, so as I said, Riptide.
I need a drink.
Yeah, well, you should have said that inside. I tell you what, we got a water over there. But okay, so apparently you don't know what's happening.
We literally have been told nothing. We were told to come here.
Yeah, so you've been sent to help, but you don't know what you're helping with. I can tell you. I'm going to guess you all know what a werewolf is.
That's what I had assumed.
Yes. So werewolves, for some reason, in the last week or so, have started attacking the town. But the problem with these werewolves, it isn't the normal type of werewolves. It's not W-E-R-E wolves. It's W-H-E-R-E. They can just appear out of nowhere, or invisible, or just teleport.
Would I have heard of anything sort of like that?
Make a history or nature check.
Oh, they're all the same. Faith Fiends are dead?
Guess again.
I'm asking, is it Faith Fiends are dead?
No.
6. No, but keep
Never
it
heard
big.
of anything like this. Keep it big, yeah. So she goes, yeah. What's happening? And this is why I've not been able to deal with it. Is they?
So she's like, so they're like blink werewolves.
Yeah, that would be a pretty accurate. But the problem with calling them blink wolves is it kind of messes with the fact that they are clearly like bipedal, and it's a bit of a pun, a play on words, if you will. So yeah, I suppose a blink wolf would be good if you wanted to ruin it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm only guessing. So, wolf. Do you have a? No, I don't want to be called because there'll be wolves later, and we'll be like, "Oh, wolf," and you'll be like, "What?" and then you'll be hit. That's not what I want to happen.
Yeah, that's my reaction too.
Give me a moment to think. Talk to them for a second. Just like look at the ground.
Okay, so what we've got between all of us is about. She looks up at the sun and she goes about maybe an hour to prepare before what happens. All I can say is we know it isn't anyone in the village. Everyone in the village is accounted for, and they're all inside.
Okay, well, yeah, of course, werewolves are people, aren't they?
Yeah, werewolves are people too. However, these particular ones, they are just obsessed with getting into the inn. We don't know what they're after. Some people have been caught out, and the werewolves.
Have you been fighting them?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Can just look. This can sound weird. Showing a lot of skin. Can I see any bite marks?
Oh, don't worry about me. No. So she kind of like she goes. I did get a bit of a nibble, I'll say, and she kind of lifts her top to show you like her like like stomach, and she's
I'm
not
not okay.
ripped, but she is solid.
I'm physically sweating.
Yeah, she lifts it, and she's very clearly quite muscular, and there's a scratch there, and she goes, "It tried to bite me," and I just bit it right back. I don't think.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
honestly,
we haven't.
Amazing. That's top behavior right there.
James, you can't do this to us.
Yeah, but as I say,
Just
they
under my breath, I'm like, can you bite me?
But I'm a lot harder to hurt than I look like. I look, and she kind of thrusts her arm out like she's throwing something, and as it kind of reaches the apex of the throw, this huge weapon appears. Let me just bring up her character.
Well, I was about to ask a weapon of choice, but I think you're about to show us.
Yeah. So it is. She spins it out. It's this long glaive, basically, but it's kind of. It looks like it's made out of coral, clearly like magical. Let's see where she.
I like your tattoo.
Oh, it's not a tattoo. It's a birthmark.
Birthmark?
Yeah, it's a birthmark.
That's impressive.
Well, I think it's a birthmark. Yeah. So anyway, this is my my glaive. It's called Seiche.
It's called what?
Seiche.
Like seashells, like Seiche.
No. Seiche. S-E-I-C-H-E.
I'm not going to remember that. I'm sorry.
Oh, so it's a bit of a. Again, I love a bit of wordplay. It's a Seiche is a standing wave.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, well, I didn't expect you to. Don't worry about it.
Well,
Lol.
I'm from. Okay.
No, don't worry about it. It's not a, it's not a competition. But I'm pretty handy.
I'm
with
just
this
gonna
thing.
in their head and say, how do I talk to this woman?
But yeah, as I say, they come and I've been fighting them off, and I've been doing okay. But there's more of them than there are of me, and some have been getting past, but they've not been able to get
How big are they?
inside the building. Well,
They like.
she just kind of like gestures about a few inches above her, like about.
Oh, so they're very tall.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Okay, because sometimes werewolves like human sized.
Well, it's hard to say, isn't it? Because this is the transformation.
Yeah, yes. I'm so flustered.
So she kind of like squats down and she draws in the dirt a little like map of the town. She goes, "Now we don't know where they come from. They just appear because they."
So they focus around the.
Yeah. Well, at first, what it was,
tavern.
they just appeared one night, and we've been having trouble getting messages out anyway because it's just been weird. The last couple of months, it's just been really weird. Apparently, I've only been here about a fortnight.
I think we should give her one of the tablets.
James, can I just ask really
Please.
quick? Is she aware that we're all drooling over her?
She seems oblivious to it, or if she doesn't
Yeah,
know
what's
it,
her passive insight?
Her passive
if it's above
is-
3.
the passive insight is 12.
Yep.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah. So she's just either
Listen,
oblivious or
my
used to it.
charisma is 8.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding.
She seems to be perfectly happy or used to it. She draws this image in the dirt. And she goes, "So what tends to happen, or what happened rather? The first night I was here was, well, sorry, not the first night I was here. I was here for about a week, and then the first night this happened was they just started attacking the houses. Everyone ran out into the streets or barricaded themselves in the homes, and they seemed to be searching for something. And then the second night, they, we tried to fight them off. Some people were injured and bitten, but they didn't turn, which was a strange part. And now what we have is we gather in the inn because it's the most defensible, biggest building, most defensible, and they're all focused on the inn.
So I guess they focus on life, like people.
Well, you say that, but they aren't. Weirdly, they don't seem too concerned when people are outside fighting them. They go for. They doubt if they could get past me, they would, but I don't let them.
Strange.
And they did seem to be focusing on the inn a lot on the first night too, and not everyone was in there. We think
So
there's
it's
something
probably
in there they
something
want.
about the inn, yeah. So.
Yeah, but we don't know what it is.
Probably you.
No, I wasn't. Remember, I wasn't here on that. I wasn't working in the inn, but I was out back where there was a,
Yeah,
let's say, an amorous farmhand. And she wiggles her eyebrows. She's like that with a big cheeky grin on her face.
I faint.
But so are you guys all handy? You can all.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Good with my
Okay,
hands?
good. I mean,
I'm good,
they're
I'm
very
good, I'm
delicate,
good.
nice little delicate fingers. Her hands, whilst they're not
Hands like the
big.
size of our
No,
bodies.
no. James, you have
they're
to stop.
very feminine actually.
I can't.
and
I'm gonna
she's got,
My
die.
health.
she's got just black nail. She's got really cool black nail varnish. She's giving kind of goth vibes.
I saw the
I know exactly the person this is. Wait, I know who this is.
It's Rhea Ripley. If you don't.
Yeah,
know
that's what I was
yeah.
gonna look up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just unbelievable. I can't. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, so yeah, she's there. She's like so. Oh, and also look, is Prue here? Because he's been very quiet, and I know my road dropped off.
No, I mean it's still in the thing.
Let's have a look. Prue, you there?
Yes.
Yes. This would match the description of the person you were told to pass a message to.
Okay.
What? He's got ins with her.
Yeah.
God
So
damn it.
She's got this novel. She looks at you. So we got around now. Everyone's going to get settled in the inn, and it's going to be absolutely unbearable in there tonight. So should we just? I've got a little side build. Do you want to go grab a quick bite to eat? A little, Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm an okay cook.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you all like fish and eggs. So she's kind of she takes you into a little. It's it's very clearly like a crash pad. There's a sofa that probably doubles as a bed with a blanket
She would
on
be
it.
so good as a drummer.
Yes, this is, and like then there's a kitchen, and the kitchen is immaculate. And she's got this like a cooling chest in there, and you know she pulls out some eggs and something that looks like she pulled it out from the lake. This like large like trout, I don't know. And she starts preparing it, and she does like a quick meal of fish and eggs and a little bit of barley and stuff like that, and she whips it all together.
Too?
Yeah, and she does it in like record time. She absolutely powers it out, and she does you all like a plate. And she goes, now I will say, guys, that the bread around these parts is phenomenal. I've never eaten anything like it. And I'll be honest, I obviously clearly not from around these parts. I travel around a bit.
Are you from Alcadone?
Well, yeah, technically, yeah. But I'm from the waters, the far south.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I come from a sea elf, come from the water. I love just kind of was born a little different. Everyone else in my family was very traditionally elfin, and don't worry, darling. And she points at you, laughing. It's not a slide on you. An elf's an elf's an elf. I was just born just a little bit different, a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger, and I couldn't wait around for something to happen to me, so I went out and tried to find it. And this brought me here. I've been here a little while now, and I'm kind of a bit bored. I want to move on, maybe head to the city. But
we're going to the city. You
can come with us. Yeah.
Oh, you're going straight after that? Well, so you're going to fix problems and go straight to Haven Oral?
Well, we have this mission for the Alliance. Was our mission to
definitely
investigate
just go back to
all the
city.
places, or was it just this place?
The mission was to make sure the whole Vale was fine.
I'll say, our mission is technically to oversee the whole Vale. Check any problems going on with it.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it's.
Do you want to come with us?
Yeah, do you want to come with us?
Maybe let's see how you do. I mean, I don't know if I'm a team player. I kind of want to make it on my own, but we'll see.
That's
We'll see how you handle yourself tonight.
We all just go.
I don't mind, but I kind of want to forge my own path a little bit. But you say if you're from the city, they sent you out to like fight monsters and shit.
I mean, we were just sent to investigate. We didn't know what was going on, but we're all pretty capable.
Oh no, I might try that myself. Perhaps they'll send me somewhere.
I wouldn't. It's not that. It's not that all it's cracked up to be.
Oh,
Yeah, here's a list of complaints that I have about this group and my life in general. And I hand over the note. Hint, hint.
Yeah, so you hand over the note to her. She looks a bit confused at first. Do you give her the phrase?
I think Lou's giving her a love
When I remember it.
God damn, she got there in. Got in there. I can't even speak. I'm so flustered. She got in there before us.
I'm gonna use my blood cutter binding on Lou so she can't.
You're just jealous because I no. I don't
Yes, we
feel
are
it.
jealous. Completely.
And suddenly
I should've
everyone in the
summoned,
party
Like
has the
a
hot
romantic coach last night, not a doctor.
So we should all adopt our all chase our how's this called? Sexuality now, or do you want to do it later?
I mean, you don't know which way I swung before.
So just
Do you
posted
think any other way that's not her?
I mean, not anymore.
That's true. She doesn't have a sexuality other than this
Riptide.
woman. Yeah.
My sexuality is the ocean.
So just posted in your character thing, Lou, the key phrase you were given.
Sort of, just while like she was cooking and stuff, I'll just say everyone said, Riptide, you were saying it. You wanted a name that's better than Wolf because I guess that makes sense.
I'm so into her. I even wrote a poem. The winter snow is bright
Okay.
on the snow.
I'll be
Oh,
quiet.
so-
She hears you say that. She said, that makes sense. What was it? The summer sun is burning hot. And she kind of like does like.
Are they flirting?
See, I did say I have something going on here.
Hey, I'm saying that in their heads. You can't hear me.
But she takes the note from you. She takes this note from you, and she shuffles around in her bag, and she passes you back another note, and she says, "You don't open that till you get back to where you came from. I've been told to tell you."
I'm so confused.
I'm just gonna say back in your head, Wolf. I'm gonna say maybe if we give him enough, maybe if we give her enough gold,
she'll back
she'll
off.
back off.
I might actually. Anyways, I put the note in my pocket, and then I think about it again, and I put it in my backpack instead. And then I
Okay.
give a curt nod and a little smug smirk towards the rest of the party as I walk out.
Why are you walking out? We're all staying here.
Yeah.
I'm searching for the bathroom.
Oh,
The
the
outhouse.
bathroom. You'll have to go inside the bar, I'm afraid. I'm used to roughing it a little bit. I'll just use the river. Just
Isn't the river like kind of far?
Oh, it's like 20-minute walk.
What do you really need to go?
I'm a big girl. I can hold it. Okay, so we got about 5-10 minutes
can hold me.
before.
That you are.
20 minutes.
We've got about 5 or 10 minutes before anything is likely to start happening. So I'll tell you about what's been happening. And say they appear, they try to get in, and whatever we do, we can't let them in because I say they're focused on getting inside the bar, but we'll just maul anything that gets in their way. Kids, families, farmers.
This might sound a bit. I mean, we've established that they're probably trying to get something in the bar rather than people. So it sounds really bad. But what if we hold people up in a different place?
Well, we thought about that, but we can't promise that it isn't people they're after. Maybe a specific person. I mean, that was a thought I had too, but it might be a specific person. I don't think it's that, but I'm just one voice.
It seems unlikely. I mean, it doesn't make sense because werewolves are usually just crazy creatures without much.
I'm not really encountered before, from what I understand. And this is the other problem as well. You see, if they are after one thing, what happens when they get it?
Yes, that's also true.
Yeah, that's the problem.
If we could trap one, I could maybe try talking to it.
They've been teleporting about all over the place. They can shift.
Well, what if we? How far have they been teleporting? They've just been appearing.
I've not really been measuring it. It's hard to tell.
Because usually
30, 60, 50 feet, something like that.
Usually things like that, yeah, they have a certain range. So, I mean, we could see if we could follow one.
If I'm being brutally honest, when I'm in the fight, I'm not really concentrating on that. I'm just,
Well, one of us could follow.
Pumping.
One of us could follow.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Now there's
follow.
some people who
I'm
can take care of themselves because it's just been me and a bunch of farmers, and I'll be honest, that's not what I'm here for. I mean, I love a fight as much as the next girl, but
I mean, farmers aren't, worst thing. You could be worse. Kill a bunch of sniveling librarians or priests or something.
Well, they are pretty snivelly. I say 1 or 2 of them are pretty handy, but 4, 5 really devout fighters. Devout, not the right word. Dedicated fighters is what we're after.
Well,
and now you're here. So
yes, and I will mention, because obviously you said Wolf is not the best name considering what's happening. To everyone, Lorelei is fine instead.
Lorelei.
Oh my God, that's such a
Lorelei,
pretty name.
love it. Yeah, well, my real name is Riptide. It's just the Elvish. The Elvish word is Riptide. Sorry, no, the translation is Riptide from the Elvish word.
What is it in Elvish? I speak Elvish.
Something really florid. She gives you the. It's like Galarathiniel, like something really Lord of the Ringsy, and she's like, she's clearly not. She's not here for it.
I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Five eights in there.
There's a lot of eights in
We
my
all
name.
add character flaws of this person.
Yeah.
And she goes, right, shall we, I think now is the time, ladies, to show the world what we're made of.
By the way, I will just mention, there is another party member somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. He's like if you see him, don't attack him. You might get him confused with a really short werewolf. He looks like a raccoon with a sword.
I'll keep an eye out. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. These things are pretty good at finding you if you hide. And they will sometimes
they
latch
probably have
onto
good
you.
sense of smell. So.
Yeah, they are pretty good. Also, we've got this. We had a wizard with us. He kind of shuffled it off. He tried to,
What did they look like?
What, the wizard?
Yes.
He was. What did he look like? He was a kind of. He was an elfy guy. He had red hair. You know, just looked like a wizard. He's not my type. You know, not someone I paid a great deal of attention.
What is your type?
Yeah, I like somebody who can handle themselves, or a very pretty boy, or a very pretty girl. She looks around at all four of you, and she just nods again.
Well, let us get going.
Yeah. So she goes, yeah. So I was saying, just watch out, because if you do have spells, and I'm thinking you two, and she points at Laffy and Azalea, because you're not wearing any armor or carrying anything really that looks like a weapon. She goes, if you are relying on spells. Yeah, well, okay, I might be wrong, but if you do rely on spells, just watch out, because the spells weren't doing what this wizard says, and that's why he kind of took to the hills a little bit.
So maybe if we try and, you know, set up a defensive area around the inn, you know, have some people. You said they can see if you're hidden, but you know, up on, you know, edge, like, you know, the roof or something to get like higher ground. You know, possibly to just like launch a surprise attack and get as many as we can at the start.
Well, yeah, but as I say, they can just vanish and reappear kind of up. That was one of the things we tried. Like, we had some guys with bows on the roof, and a bunch of them just appeared behind them to scatter them. So I wouldn't rely on that. They can just appear out of nowhere. This is it. If it was just normal monsters, I don't think I would have needed any help. No offense, guys, but I can handle myself.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So yeah, but it'd be good to have up some people out there. You know, good to just to test yourself once in a while. So, but if we want to get out there now would be a good time to get set up.
What do you mean? We're walking and talking.
Oh, okay. Now we're here. So yeah, no. I would say if you worry that you are not, if you are likely to get hurt, maybe fall back or get yourself in a position that you have a good escape route. I'm just gonna be adding the fray. I would not recommend you get too close to me. I tend to fight kind of how I eat, which is enthusiastically.
You do anything else enthusiastically?
Yeah. I was trying to think of
I do everything enthusiastically, darling, and she kind of like does like a play punch, you know, like she just like gently caresses your shoulder. And when she does, if she does connect to her skin, there's like if you ever licked a battery and there's that kind of weird feeling.
I've never licked battery. No.
Or you get like that weird like
it's like not a
small
shock.
Electric
you
shock.
can feel
like
it, like or
like
if you like you've been on the tube. If you've touched something after you got on the tube and you got static in your fingers, it's not as sharp as that. It doesn't crack, but there's just like this feeling of like electricity in her fingers.
Beat
like
red face.
Yeah.
Beat red face.
Beat red face.
I'm gonna just say to just those three, I've never been happier to have a mask.
she kind of starts doing some lunges, you know, stretching herself out, and she goes, I get just before it all starts, the blood starts pumping. And she
I'm
starts
watching
like
for a little bit too long, and then I'm like, no, this is inappropriate. Look away.
And as the sun starts dipping down and the sky turns dark, you hear a howl from out in the fields, and you hear an answering howl behind you, and then another and another and another. And this riptide, she pulls out this glaive of hers, this coral-themed glaive, and swings it around just right any second now. Just watch out, as I say, they are pretty ruthless. And from the dark, emerging from the fields, are several large and hairy werewolves. But we'll leave it there for tonight. It's 11 o'clock.
James, you can't do this.
What have you done to us?
James,
Did you see the picture I put in?
You managed to break all three of us. Like,
It's
instantly.
great, honestly. I think Rhea Ripley is just...
I love how we met
Actually-
Timothy Chalamet, who was actually going out of his way to try and flirt with us, and we were all like, ugh! And now
Yeah,
we've met this big woman, and we're like...